Love 1 p.m, but we'll be on over on Virgin Media Play and 3. Here on 2, though, we're crossing live now to our League of Ireland action as Bohemians take on Drogheda United.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
European adventures have been all the talk in League of Ireland circles in recent weeks. Bohs and Drogheda this year have been left behind at home, but a win tonight at Dalymount Park for either side, and fans might start checking their passports are in date for next year. Bohs have watched on as all 3 of their Dublin rivals boarded planes to the likes of Baku and beyond, but they've been busy consolidating second spot in the meantime, and a tilt at the title might not be out of the question either. They'll need 3 points here tonight. For Drogheda, they've extra incentive to book their place on a plane next season after they were kicked out of Europe by UEFA this year. No doubt that's been the motivation for Kevin Doherty and his players these last few weeks. We're live on Virgin Media 2 for Bohemians versus Drogheda United from Dalymount Park. Kick-off is coming up at 7:45. Yes, good evening. Dalymount Park is the place to be tonight. Just 4 points to separate Bohs and Drogheda heading into this one. The race for Europe is very much on. Vinnie Perth and Conan Byrne are in studio looking ahead to what we hope will be an exciting night. Now, only one other game in the Premier Division tonight. Cork City face Galway United at Turner's Cross. We'll bring you all the goals from that one by the end of the night, and 3 other games taking place over the weekend. Sligo hosts champion Shelburne tomorrow. On Sunday, it's Waterford versus Pats, and Shamrock Rovers take on Derry City. And here's how the table looks right now before kick-off. Bohs with a chance to close that gap to Rovers at the top of the table to 4 points with a win. Drogheda can move to within a point of Bohs if they win. So we mentioned it there, Conan, last few nights. Bohs have had the feet up. They've been watching the likes of Shells, Pats and Rovers all on a European adventure. No doubt there's been a bit of envy there, but a big chance for them tonight so that when those clubs do come back into league action at the weekend, they have a bit more work to do, a bit more pressure on them.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for them tonight, but also over the next couple of weeks with the games that they have coming up. They're going to be playing Shells, and they have to play the 2 bottom teams, Cork and Sligo, in the next 4 games. So it's a huge opportunity for them tonight to get 3 points, to close that gap, and even push that gap between them and third place a little bit further afield. Because with Drogheda coming in and not playing for a month, it's going to be very difficult for them to do well here this evening.
Yeah, strange one for Drogheda really, Vinnie. I mean, obviously they got many of their fixtures out of the way, hoping for a European run themselves that didn't quite materialise. But Kevin Doherty's had the players away for a week in Spain. How difficult will it be for them to kind of get going again and rally? Or do you think watching those teams in Europe these last few weeks is all the motivation they need?
I suppose you would like to think that they want Europe. Every League of Ireland player chases that. It's the dream. It's in many ways it can be as good as winning league title in terms of the exposure and all the good things that come with it. But they will find it difficult in terms of watching the other teams, absolutely. And I think not playing over the last couple of weeks certainly won't have helped them because they haven't been able to channel that emotion into game time. So, you know, and sort of a lot of water's gone under the bridge since that sort of bad news that they got. So you'd feel that it's going to be difficult for them to get motivated again. No benefit in a bit of a rest at this time of the season, set them up for a big run in? No, I don't think so. I mean, look, they prefer to be playing at least a game a week if possible. So that will probably go against them. Well, I mean, we'll find in an hour's time how they get on with that. But it feels like they would have preferred to be playing week in, week out, at least league games. Okay, good stuff. Let's check in with the team's Drogheda United manager, Kevin Doherty, and first Bohs boss, Alan Reynolds. They've been speaking with Dave McIntyre.
Alan, we are now into the final third of the season. You're still in the title race. How do you see Bohemians in terms of where they are and what might follow over the coming weeks?
Yeah, where we are, we're in a really good place at the minute. Delighted to be back in Dalymount, you know, back here, and pitch is outstanding. So looking for a really good performance, loads of energy, and ask questions. That's what we're looking for. So happy where we are, but we need to keep improving.
Now you're up against a team that you've described this week as your bogey team. You're looking for the first win over Drogheda United this season. What has it been about them and their levels of organisation that you guys have found trouble with this season?
I look, come here, they're well organised, they're a good team, and defend their box really well. So that's obviously something we spoke about. We've missed chances as well against them, so that's another side of it. But I'm hoping tonight will be different.
You don't have the biggest squad in the league, so as you say, the reasons for the break might have been avoidable. But if you're taking the positives out of it, it's an opportunity for you now to finish strong, because you put yourselves in a position where there's still so much to play for.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And as I said, again, there's lads back in the squad tonight that you'd hopefully be getting on the pitch tonight that have been some of our best players all season. So probably not ready to start the games yet, but again, that will come in time as well. But no, I'm really, really happy with the squad we have. We've added a couple to it as well, which is good. We obviously lost Dougie who came here, but other than that, we've probably improved the squad in my opinion. So as you said, it was more about getting the bodies back and didn't need to go and do mad things in the transfer window, I didn't think. But look, as I said, we've had a good break, but we're looking forward to playing now tonight.
You're looking for a fourth consecutive league win over Bohemians. So has there been a common theme through those 3 victories that you might be able to replicate tonight and leave it another 3 points?
I hope so. The common thing is they've all been very tight games, they've all been 1-0. And probably go back to the last game, Bohs had a chance to equalise in the last couple of minutes, and Luke Dennison makes a great save. So they have been very, very close. But no, look, Bohs, whether even the last time and we were here, and they probably weren't in the best run of form, but they still have some unbelievable players, really some of the best players in the league, and they've shown that over the last probably 4 or 5 months now. So no, they've been excellent, and their league position and their run of form will show that. But no, look, we will have our game plan. They've obviously, the last couple of games, they tweaked their shape a little bit, so see what they're like tonight. But no, look, we love coming here. I think everyone loves coming here. Sold out tonight's going to be brilliant. I've said it a long time since that mono stand got in as well, with the away supporters, particularly ours, are the best in the league. So it's brilliant. It'll be a brilliant occasion, and I said hopefully we'll add to it. And if it's the same result, I'll be more than happy.
Yeah, Kevin Doherty there, Conan, outlining the task that's ahead of Drogheda United tonight. But both managers referenced it there. Drogheda have done well against Bohs so far this season, 2 1-0 wins and a 1-0 win last season. If Bohs are to get anything from tonight, you've been looking at Dawson Devoy. He's crucial to them in every aspect going forward.
He's a special player, especially this season. He probably should be in England. Mark Kennedy tried to sign him when he went on loan at Swindon last year from MK Dons. He decided to come home. And he's just Bohs have reaped the rewards from that. He can play in any position in midfield, whether it's the 6, 8 or the 10, and within the best position that he plays is in I believe is the 6, where he's just controlling that midfield. I think if you take Dawson Devoy out of this Bohemians team, they're not going to finish they're not going to be in second place come the end of the season. Even with his driving runs, most of this stuff you're seeing here is when he's playing in the attacking part of the pitch, and he's just so clever. Just this little flick here, look, he just clips it back, it just comes nicely into his path. The way to pass for Tierney to finish that, you might just think these are small bits. This one here, a lot of players will just drive forward with that to try and go 1v1, but he looks up and he sees the keeper off his line, and it's a wonderful, wonderful effort from Devoy. This one is very special. This was my moment of the season when I was on a couple of weeks ago. It was just to get them back into the game, but it was just that little clip over Lopez's foot there to make space for the strike. It's fantastic. This just shows the awareness of him, to be able to bring it on, the comfort to hit it on his left foot. It's like he's just so technically gifted off both feet. And here he wanted the ball played into the centre midfielder, but he followed on his run, and you just saw the glance there. He looked up and spotted James Clark, and yeah, he's just a very special player. And I think come the end of the season, if I'm putting it out there now, but I'd say he'll be definitely in the top 3 of Players Player of the Year for sure.
Yeah, certainly in with a shout. Vinny, when you see so many of those clips, they're from earlier in the season when things weren't going very well for Bohs, things weren't going well for Alan Reynolds. More often than not, he was the man who stepped up, and he's captain of the side tonight. He has been. I know Keith Buckley is club captain, but real leadership from someone so young.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been so impressed with him, and I know Conan just touched on it there, shown clips of him playing in the forward area, but it's the way he's controlling games and the experience and putting out fires for the team. And then when he's called upon to create something, a little chance here or there, he's shown that in abundance. So he's been a real leader on the pitch for them, for someone so young. They haven't missed Buckley on the pitch, that's for sure.
Alan Reynolds called Drogheda Bowes bogey side heading into this one. You can see why, though. Obviously, they're the only team in the league that Bowes haven't managed to take at least a point off this year. When you look at how they set up, how they play, how Kevin Doherty gets the most out of these players, it's not hard to see why most teams in the league don't fancy heading to Drogheda. Yeah,
you can see why, and Boatman just touched on it. The games between the two of them have been really tight all season, and it's some of that's down to sort of. And it almost feels like you're being disrespectful to Drogheda by saying they're dogged and they get in the way. Like they really put a huge importance on set pieces, and their goalkeeper Denise, and I was actually right in line with that header. It's a world class save. And he touches onto the bar and he keeps them in the game, and then they do all this stuff really well, the ugly stuff if you want to call it, but long kick-outs, and they pick up the seconds, and this is the penalty ultimately that decides the game. And why it's important is they keep their centre halves up the pitch and they don't give up anything from set pieces, and they just dog it. And Alan Reynolds touched on it, they need a keeper and a little bit of luck to keep them in this game. The Bowes had a lot of chances on the night. They were exceptional, as you said, going through that bad run, and Alan Reynolds under pressure, and you want these moments to go your way, but the keeper stands up again, and ultimately Bowes should have won the game up there, but they didn't, and Drogheda notched another 3 points. But the other thing I'd touch on is going full time has meant they're not conceding late in games, because look, 94th minute they're still going, still being able to drive forward, and the investment that's gone into the club has meant they can now compete with the top teams. They're no longer that sort of part-time club who's just hanging around the bottom of the league.
OK, we're almost set to go at Dalymount Park. A chance for you to have your say at home tonight. Our question, will a League of Ireland team make it into a European group stage? Let us know what you think. So far, so good, 100% yes. Vinny, what's your prediction tonight then?
I hope it's the drama we had last week, but it feels like this is going to be a tight game, not a lot in it, an odd goal here and there. And if Drogheda score, Bowes will fear getting back into the game. I was just going to say, Conan, this really feels like a game where the first goal is really crucial.
The first goal is very important, but I do feel that Bowes are in a great run of form. The ascendancy that their team shape, Parsons back in the team as well, will be a huge plus to them. I do expect Bowes to win the game.
OK, let's get you over to Dalymount Park then. Remember, we now offer audio descriptive commentary on our live League of Ireland coverage. Thanks to our partners, Rockshore 00, you can select the AD option on your set box, and we hope it makes the game more accessible to all. Stuart McAvoy is your commentator for that, and our commentators here on Virgin Media 2, it's over to Keith Tracy, and first, Dave McIntyre.
Returned to the team in defence. He joins Keane Byrne, who returned to the club just last month. There's a change of midfield as well, and it's a big boost for Bohemians. Connor Parsons, who has not started a league game since mid-April, he comes into the starting 11. Adam McDonnell, who has been a fixture in this team in recent weeks, he is one of the men to miss out. And the final changes up front, where Colin Whelan comes in for the former Drogheda United striker Douglas James Taylor, who is unavailable tonight. Well, our match referee is Paul Norton, who has presided over a 0-0 draw in 23 games. Let's hope from a neutral perspective that run is extended tonight. Well, there's just the one change for Drogheda United as we get that bird's eye view of a very picturesque Dalymount Park. Dennison is in goal with Keeley at the back, and he's joined there by Bolger this evening. It means that Aaron Harper-Bailey is the man to miss out. Still no Shane Farrell in midfield. Heaney is starting in the middle third alongside his captain, Ryan Brennan. And then it is an attack that is set to trouble Bohemians if given the right ball. We're all set at Dalymount Park, and kick-off is next.
Once you quit smoking, you realise it's not the friend you thought it was. Quit for 28 days and start taking back control. Find out how at quit.ie.
So away we go. Drogheda United looking for a fourth consecutive victory over Bohemians. Alongside me for the evening is Keith Tracy. What are you expecting, Keith?
I think we're going to get a really good game of football, Dave. Speaking to Kevin Doherty beforehand. Speculative effort there. Speaking to Kevin Doherty beforehand, he referenced the first 20 minutes and how potent Bows have been this season in getting their nose in front early doors, especially at home. So I expect Drogheda, to be really pragmatic early doors, play over the press and take as few chances as possible.
Well, that was a long-range effort right from tip-off from Dawson Devoy. It was speculative, but it would have been spectacular had he managed to really threaten the goal of Luke Dennison, the American-born goalkeeper who sends one long. And it's won by Devoy in the middle, who will again tonight be hugely influential. Himself and Ross Tierney in the middle of the field for Bohemians, as they have been throughout the season. But it is a Drogheda United lock that Bohemians have found very difficult to unpick in recent games.
Yeah, they're a very difficult team to overturn, Drogheda. I like the look of Alua up front. An awful lot of people will know him. Kareem is going to go and join him, 17-year-old boy, but big physical presence up there.
And he couldn't get near Rooney there. The ball has been laid wide to Parsons. He started the season so well until he was hit with injury, and he's back in the side tonight, and he's driven into the area. That was a really effective and purposeful run from Conor Parsons, who oodles with talent. He's got so much to offer this Bohemians team, and it really is a huge boost to Alan Reynolds' team to have him back for the business end of the season.
That's brilliant play from Parsons. Gets the ball, backs up Lamb into the 18-yard box, and just for half a second I thought there might be a tangle in the legs. Both players do really well.
Devoy curls one in. It's headed clear by Bolger. Bohemians will look to start with a very good press, as they have done in many of their home games this season, allowing this Drogheda United team, as well structured and organised as they are, to settle. It could make it a very long evening. Lovely footwork from Devoy. He finds Parsons again. He releases Devoy down that inside channel. An early ball towards the penalty spot. Tierney just couldn't get there in time. And there might be a break on now for Drogheda United. That looked like a foul, and it was. And immediately Darragh Markey turning to the referee and just inquiring, is that a bookable offence? And it may be the stage of the game that foul has occurred at, Keith, that has just seen Dale Rooney maybe get away with it.
Yeah, I think he is getting away with it. It's definitely a booking in my book. Doesn't matter if it's the 4th second or the last second of the game. Darragh Markey has picked Dale Rooney's pocket there and Drogheda are starting their own counter-attack. Rooney very lucky not to pick up a yellow.
You very often get away with your first, and it might be the last. So Dennison is looking to clip this towards the Bows penalty area. They played 2 games in the Premier Division since Drogheda United were last on duty. Of course, that break was purposely built in for what should have been a few weeks with their focus on Europe. We know how that turned out, unfortunately, for Drogheda United. This time, Tierney's on the receiving end of the foul. Free kick Bows.
Yeah, it can work both ways from a Drogheda point of view. You know, they can turn up and be well rested, given they haven't played a league game in just over a month. I know they've had that cup game.
Well, they could be in trouble here. Bohemians, Drogheda United looking to get away. Kareem trying to bend one. He didn't really get hold of it, the teenager. Made it easy in the end for Kacper Chorazka.
It's good play. The young man Kareem picks the pocket. You can see what he wants to do, open out that right foot and just feed it into the far post. Doesn't quite get the strike that's required.
Trying to make a nuisance of himself there was James Clark, and he almost linked up with Whelan, who's barged his way through Ryan Brennan, the Drogheda captain. So that will be a free kick for the visitors.
He's been excellent in there, Brennan. Really good all season, reads the game so well, fierce competitor. He's got a decent strike on him as well from the edge of the box.
The man is approaching 350 appearances in the Premier Division. He's had to take on even more responsibility with that injury to Paul Doyle earlier in the campaign, and he's yet to return. Another straight ball forward from Dennison towards Bulger. Markey was quickly onto it. Good footwork from him in a very tight space. Bulger looking to get to the end line and stand across up to that far post. Kareem looking to manhandle Dale Rooney, who keeps his composure. And it is sent long by Keane Byrne. Positive start for both teams. Well, Lua couldn't link up with Bulger inside. Quinn couldn't get there either. Now it's Parsons. Devoy back to Flores. And inside it goes to Rob Cornwall, who's started on the bench away to Derry City. Very stacked Bohemians bench with the likes of Liam Smith, Keith Buckley, MacDonald there as well, Reece Brennan. That's a good piece of defending. Good pace shown as well by Conor Keeley, but he's given the ball away. Markey trying to prevent Moorhead getting to that. And now Drogheda can get themselves on the front foot again. Alua just looking to time his run. The ball never arrived. Kareem is playing it to that right-hand side. A really clever ball. And Owen Lamb looking to get in behind Parsons. He may not be as comfortable going the other way as he is going forward. It's a decent ball across. He was stopped by Flores. And now Devoy bringing it away for Bohemians. Really good tempo at the start of this game.
It's end-to-end stuff already. Again, it's really good play from the 17-year-old Kareem. Just hangs on his run, picks up the ball and releases Lamb down the right wing.
Lamb with a ball in behind, and it might allow Bohemians to get forward quickly. Tierney. The ball played back to Byrne. Devoy. What a season he's having. Inside to Cornwall. Cornwall again, who had played in 13 consecutive games in the league before being left out for the visit to Derry City. Devoy. Little ball to the edge of the area, and it was a clever layout by Whelan. Clark just couldn't get onto it in the end, and the shot comes in from Dale Rooney. Easy in the end for Dennison.
Some really good defending in the middle of all that from Bulger. Tracked the runner really well.
That's a really neat one too, down that left-hand side for Drogheda United. Great football played there by Conor Kane. Finds Alua and gets it back again. Kane, early delivery. And might have expected Dara Kareem to be on the penalty spot waiting for that cutback. Now Whelan trying to get in behind. Steered clear by Keeley. Bowes with it back in a really good area. Rooney now. Whelan just got caught on his feet, and Clark snaps into the tackle on a man who probably would appreciate the ferocity of that challenge in Ryan Brennan.
It's got a really good tempo, opening 8 minutes or so. Did think Drogheda would be a little bit shy about going forward. Not having that in the slightest. Every time they get the chance, they are trying to get up the pitch and create goal-scoring opportunities.
Well, they would really love a goal for Colin Whelan, who's 16 games in the Premier Division without a strike, but did perhaps find some form in that FAI Cup tie against Colester Donnycarney last month, when he scored 4 goals and assisted another 2. Good tackle by Tierney.
You can see the problem that the Drogheda midfield are having. Morahan, the Bows right back, is dropping into midfield when they have the ball, sometimes even when they don't have the ball. Darren Markey wants to go and press Dawson Devoy, but with Morahan coming in and creating a box in midfield, It's difficult to know who should be marking who.
Here's Lamb. Trying to bend one around the back of Jordan Flores. Alou is closest to him. Alou, who got the winner in the win here earlier in the season. That was Clark just jumping into Conor Keeley, who's not overly impressed with the manner in which Clark rose for that challenge.
Yeah, it was a little bit reckless by Clark. Flores gets rid of it here. Bounces. So he's going to create a big contact there.
Again, Dennison, route one. Well won in the air by Cornwall. Back in by Brennan. Ball spending a lot of time in the air here, off the shoulder. Nicely done by Devoy. Flores under pressure from Alou. He's trying to pinch it from him. And that will be a Drogheda United throw-in.
You can hear what the Drogheda fans think of that, pressing really high. Got their reward as well. That aerial ball, they're just lumping balls to the edge of the 18-yard box. Generally, they're winning the first contact.
And they're looking to go with the long throw from Owen Lamb. It's an effective one as well. Flores did well to meet it. Away by Tierney. And all the way back to Dennison. First time ball over the top. They kept men forward here, Drogheda United. There was no flag. And now Bowes look to break. Rooney with an early ball forward. Just got away from Clark. And Whelan looking to pressurise Dennison.
That was unlucky. Had Clark been able to bring that ball under his spell, Bowes were in business.
Cornwall. And now Florence. Devoy. Early ball around the corner by Rooney. Whelan's layoff to Tierney, who's a very well judged one. Back it goes towards Rooney, who probably wasn't anticipating that back heel from Ross Tierney, who gets it again from the throw-in. Early delivery. Whelan can't get it under control. That seemed to rear up off the hand of Flores, and he was resigned to the whistle as well when it arrived.
Keeping the tempo really high, Bowes. Ball goes out of play. Ross Tierney gets it in straight away, whips the ball back in. It's a half-decent clearance. Any of the Bowes players had to rang the box. They've got a decent strike off.
And again, they only have one thing on their mind from these free kicks. And very often would have been Shane Farrell delivering these when he's in the starting 11 as the goalkeeper tonight. Down towards Kareem, little nudge in the back maybe from Flores, back by Brennan. Parsons. And he's run that out of play, Connor Parsons. And they're sending the likes of Bulger forward and Conor Keeley as well. So much presence in the air, this Drogheda United team. Likes of Kareem and Alou as well. In it comes from Lamb, flicked on, and out for a corner kick off the head of Cornwall, who probably got a shout from his goalkeeper a little too late.
Yeah, this could be one that the Bowes defenders, Chorazka in particular, will look back on and think this was avoidable. Big loud shout. Can let his centre half know he's coming to claim that.
So it will be Owen Lamb again. And it's taken well by Chorazka, and his defenders will be mighty pleased with that.
Yeah, excellent goalkeeping from Chorazka. It's exactly what you want as a centre half. Goalkeeper comes, clean set of hands.
Flores almost got enough elevation on that to pick out Parsons. Hooked away by Lamb. Drogheda United just one of 2 teams that have kept Bows scoreless at Dalymount Park this season. The other big Galway United. And they'll be hoping for another clean sheet tonight, maybe nick one at the other end. No foul that time. Dawson Devoy. Parsons. And nipping in to take it off, and was Luke Heaney. He'll cover an awful lot of ground for Drogheda in the midfield area tonight. Devoy, Flores. They've worked that triangle very well. Moran, as Keith describing, stepping into midfield for the hosts. Now Clark. Devoy. Oh, tried to disguise that ball. It's a ball. What a stop from Luke Dennison from Tierney. An absolutely sumptuous piece of play that saw the ball arrive perfectly for Ross Tierney. He'll certainly feel he should have scored.
Oh, what a pass from Dawson Devoy. Everybody's raving about this young man in the middle of the Bows midfield. If you want to know why, just have a look at that pass. Everybody's looking out to the right wing, thinking he's going to switch it. Look at this for an eye and a needle pass.
Wonderful deception, and the corner kick taken. Well, the referee didn't see a foul there. I think it was Bulger that came down pretty heavily. And he's still down on the edge of the area. The referee's whistle has gone. And that break of play should allow Drogheda United just to check on the welfare of James Bulger, who fell awkwardly beneath that challenge.
I think the Drogheda bench are shouting it's a head injury. That's why they wanted the game stopped. But what an unbelievable save from Dennison just before that passage of play. Wonderful eye of the needle pass from Dawson Devoy to release Tierney. And Tierney does well, gets his strike on target. Dennison, a brilliant save to keep it at 0-0.
And eventually we'll get on with things. Alua. Neat layoff towards Markey. Loses out in the tackle to Tierney though. Rooney. Very good first touch, looking to go beyond Kane. Whips his left foot around that ball, flicked on by Whelan. It'll come out to Parsons, he might look to bend one. Blocked off the back of Bulger, and that'll be Bohemians' corner.
Bows just keeping the pressure up. Put a ball into the box, it comes back out, it goes straight back in. Doing their best to keep that screw turning at the minute. Drogheda found the answers.
Del Rooney's in swinger to that far post. And that won't come to anything, which gives us a chance to remind you what's coming up tomorrow. Racing from Glorious Goodwood, day 5. Join us at 1 o'clock on Virgin Media 1. And then next Saturday, the 9th of August, the Ascot Sugar Cup at 1 o'clock on Virgin Media 1. We have athletics coming your way as well. The Diamond League, Silesia, Saturday, it is the 16th of August, 3 o'clock on Virgin Media 2. And then Lausanne, 4 days later, Wednesday, August 20th, 7 o'clock on Virgin Media 3. All headed forward by Heaney. And then forward by Rooney. Whelan couldn't get underneath that one. Moran. We're going to dig one over the top towards Clark. Met by Bulger. Tierney. Lovely bit of control, but Markey was sticking closely to him. Heaney's ball over the top. Alou looking to get in behind here. And he's got so much presence. He's made a half-decent ball into a very good one. White shirts pouring forward. Alou gets the ball across. Stopped by Cornwall. And cleared by Tierney.
It was excellent from Heaney. As soon as he picked up the ball, he only had one thought in his mind. Where's Alou?
Rooney goes long this time. Whelan trying to back his way into Andrew Quinn. And it's cleared by Keeley.
Working well up there. Clark. Colin Whelan.
Whelan licking up at Tierney this time. And at the edge of the area waiting for it is Devoy. Didn't really get hold of it, but at the very least his side have won a corner.
I love the thought process behind the Bows passing though. Don't just want to lump an aimless one into the box. They're picking people out at the edge of the 18-yard box. Devoy with a good strike, keeps it low. Again, Bulger gets in the way.
Rooney with that left foot again. A lot of air on it. And coming around the back post and getting something on it was Cian Byrne. What a moment it would be for him to get himself on the score sheet, the 22-year-old. He only returned last month, essentially replacing the departing Sean Grehan.
Yeah, it was a good run round the back, 2v1 in favour of Drogheda. Cian Byrne manages to get his head on it. It's maybe asking a little bit too much for him to score a goal from there.
Spent the first half of the season on loan at Galway United. This is 4th game for Bohemians since making his way back east towards Dalymount Park. That's a great knockdown by Kareem, and he almost put Alua through. There's a real understanding between those two. And Alua wasn't too far away from being clean away. One back for Bohemians by Morahan. Morahan, the ball is half deflected by Markey and into the waiting arms of his goalkeeper.
And there you see two Drogheda front lads, Alua and Kareem. Can tell what they're trying to do, get together, develop some sort of relationship. Big man, small man, a lot of pace.
Cornwall. Devoy back to Cian Byrne. Now Clark picking it up in a much deeper position. He's a man who's really found his form over the last couple of months. Finds Tierney, the cut back to Whelan, and in turn he knew Clark was making a run just in behind, and that's what Kareem is trying to do here. And he's kept that ball alive, taken off him by Byrne in the end.
Brilliant centre forward play from the young man. As that ball gets played down the left channel, he's second best, second favourite to go and get there, but he doesn't give up. He forces a mistake and goes and wins a throw in for his team. This is a good chance now for Drogheda to pump another one into the box.
And we're still learning about Darren Kareem. He only joined the club in January from the academy set up at St Patrick's Athletic, but he got his first goal in his first start against Galway United, the winner, 3 weeks ago, and he's having a very good start to this game. And the turn hit the volley instinctively was Conor Keeley. Had his back to goal as the ball dropped over his shoulder and a yard or two lower, and that really might have been a problem for Kacper Chorazka.
Well, since Douglas James Taylor has left Drogheda to go to Bohs, you do worry with Warren Davis on the bench where the goals are going to come from. Keeley has already scored 5 goals this season. Big centre half almost makes a 6.
Yeah, no one has more than him for Drogheda United in the Premier Division this season. Keeley is such a threat. Usually from set pieces, though, that was a little more skillful, and he just couldn't quite get that volley to dip. But chances at both ends as we reach the midway point of this first half. Bohs looking to trim the gap at the top of the standings to 4 points, in the knowledge as well that Shamrock Rovers have a couple of very difficult games to come, and that too with their eye on Europe as well. European football is something that these Bohemians players and management and the supporters are desperate to be thinking of next season. They're certainly in a good place at the moment to achieve those objectives. And you may have to whisper it quietly around Dalymount Park, but the words title race are being mentioned from time to time. They do need to go on a run of games, though. 7 behind, and they do still, of course, have one fixture left with Shamrock Rovers, who they've already beaten 3 times this season. Dawson Devoy, cross to Byrne. Moorhead picking the ball up in a significantly large pocket of space in midfield. Rooney. Byrne again. Spreads it across to Flores. Devoy. Markey trying to get as close to Devoy as he can, as often as he can. Morahan. Devoy demanding it. Trying to thread the needle again. Parsons, it wasn't a bad takedown. Stopped though by Lamb. Cornwall. Devoy cross to Rooney. Clark makes the run ahead of him. But again, Drogheda United well set up. Haven't won in 8 games away from home in the league, Drogheda. They haven't won on their travel since they beat Derry City 3-1 in April. 5 draws in their last 6 games away from home, though, so they are proving difficult to beat. That's well defended by Bolger. Makes its way out to Parsons. Another ball into the penalty area. Well, Drogheda United will feel they can certainly deal with those balls in from wide areas. They've so many big men in the team, as that's too close to Denison.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, Dave. If Drogheda were to concede from a set piece or a ball into the box, Kevin Doherty would be coursing his luck, thinking they should be able to defend those, especially with the 3 centre-halves they have out there.
And avoided well to avoid the clutches of Lou Keeley. Flores with an early ball, picking out that run from Devoy. Slips it inside to Whelan. Across it goes to Tierney. Knows he's got Rooney as an option. Tierney, the overlap almost as a decoy rather than anything else. It's away by Brennan. And now Kareem taken off his toe.
They're the little ones. The young man needs to do better with. He's got to create contact there, win a foul. Can't lose the ball that easily.
I think that might be the Drogheda United captain, Ryan Brennan, who's down. And who's playing against Bohemians for the 41st time tonight. Well, how will Kevin Doherty be feeling about the first 26 minutes?
I think he'd be quite happy. He did reference before the game, the opening 20 minutes, the fact that Bows have been setting off like a house on fire, especially in Dalymount. They seem to have weathered the early storm. 26 minutes in now, they've got to the fourth checkpoint, and they have carried the threat up front themselves. The Lua looks dangerous. Kareem looks like he's interested. Darren Markey. Keeley's had a decent strike from the edge of the box. The Bows going forward. Look like they're just that one pass away from opening this Drogheda team up.
Well, they'll certainly need Ryan Brennan to be able to continue. It'll take a lot to put him out of the game. And he was born and raised in Drogheda. And he is set to continue. 27 minutes in, no goals, but the best chance of the first half falling the way of Ross Tierney. He drew a very good save from Luke Dennison after what would arguably have been the assist of the season from the Bohemians captain, Dawson Devoy. Flores. Devoy again. Parsons. Trying to get the better of Owen Lamb. Flores. Tried a backheel for Parsons, didn't quite come off. Heaney bringing it away. Looking to release a Lua. Cornwall know he could have a problem here, and he had to get there early. Timed it well.
It's excellent understanding. Lua doing the hard yards again when Heaney plays that ball. It's just below us in the gantry. He's second best to Lua. He doesn't give up. He makes Cornwall deal with it. He gets this Drogheda team back up the pitch.
And it's long throw time again. In from Lamb. See to strike Flores, and then ball bouncing around the edge of the penalty area. Clark for Bohemians now. Tierney trying to get Whelan away, covered very well by Conor Kane. Markey for Kane again. Well read by Cian Byrne. Tierney got there first. Morahan finds Parsons. Cornwall into the feet of Tierney. He picked up a good position between the lines and goes down beneath the challenge of Heaney.
Heaney and Brennan can't allow that to happen. They've got to be nice and narrow and compact. Force those Bowes passes around the midfield rather than through. Once Tierney picks up that little pocket of space, you're always tackling from the wrong side. The referee is always likely to give a free kick. Flores has got a brilliant left foot. If he fancies taking this on directly.
And the other candidate looks like it's Keane Byrne. Did get a couple of goals for Galway United this season before the expiration of his loan spell. Byrne strikes it well. Was never really looking likely to be on target, but he certainly got the power behind it.
Yeah, it was a decent strike. I was ready to criticise the big centre half taking on a free kick. It wasn't a bad strike at all. Dennison always looked comfortable in the drop of the goal that it was going to creep wide.
All 22 or 20 outfield players clustered around a very small portion of the field for that goal kick. Neatly done by Kareem. Lamb now. Kareem's made a very good run ahead of him. Fends off Clark easily enough, as you'd expect. This is Bulger. It's a good ball forward. Laid off by Lamb, forward by Brennan, over the top for Alua, who's got in behind Flores here. Back out it goes towards Heaney. First time ball. Kareem rose a little too early, cleared by Rooney. Brennan and Tierney coming together, and Brennan goes down and stays down. He's been in the wars in this first half an hour of the Drogheda skipper.
That's clever by Brennan. 50-50 ball. Referee's right under the nose of it, gives a free kick, but I love the understanding. The original ball over the top for the Lewitt. He's not thinking about taking it down and playing out from the back. He's just looking for that run, the dart and run in behind of a Lewitt. Very, very close to getting big rewards from it.
And Drogheda United got something up their sleeve here. Hurled in by Kane. Back out to Heaney. And in it goes again. And time there for Quinn to get the ball under control and get a half shot away. A bit too much time for the liking of Alan Reynolds, I'm sure.
Alan Reynolds won't be happy with that at all. It's a ball into the box, and Bulger decides he's not going to head it, tries to take it on his chest. It's criminal stuff. That amount of space in your own 6-yard box. However, Bowes do manage to stop the shot.
Parsons. Morahan. Tierney. Looking to that far post. Avoid got there, and he's kept it alive. Parsons, edge of the area is Morahan. It was always going to be a very difficult one technically to get right, and it skews away off his right boot.
The timing of the run in behind from Dawson Devoy is brilliant. Just can't bring it down in front of him, and when they recycle it, it's a good strike. This is the earlier chance. Bowes less than convincing in their own box, and that will give Drogheda big confidence moving forward.
Hasn't scored in 24 games this season, Andrew Quinn. Wasn't too far away there. That seemed to strike the hand of Alua. Forward by Rooney. Brennan did well. Converging upon him were Rooney and Tierney. Rooney's done really well there. Oh, great feet from him. Whelan just bumped off it. Quinn stepping forward. Oh, there's some meaty tackles going in out there. Well, Andrew Quinn has stayed down. I'm not sure he was caught too hard there. The tackle seemed to be pretty well timed. Well, the referee might have something to say about it.
I'll be honest, Dave, in real time, that looked like there might have been a little bit of extras in that tackle. He's come and won the ball. Might have just followed through the Bows centre half. You can see Brennan is not happy about it. A lot for the referee to sort out here.
Well, it's going to be a yellow for Cian Byrne, who flew into that tackle.
I think it was more the follow through. He wins the ball cleanly enough. It's the follow through after it.
So Byrne does go into the book.
It's a cheap one for the big centre half. You're walking the tightrope now for the rest of the game. With big Kareem and Alua being so physical and elusive up there, could come back to haunt them.
And the referee wants a word with Brennan as well, who Mayfield got involved needlessly, and he's shown yellow too, as is Jordan Flores. So 2 yellows for Bohemians, 1 for Drogheda United, their captain. And the upshot of it all is a long throw.
He booked Cian Byrne for the tackle but didn't give a free kick. It's a strange one.
That is an odd one. Lamb's long throw. Away by Cornwall. Back inside by Kane. And now Chorazka looking to get Parsons away into space. Good run by Rooney down the left-hand side this time. He spotted Tierney arriving late down that right-hand side. Tierney, and he's put the ball out in behind. Let's get another look at this tackle from Cian Byrne that led to the yellow card and the altercation that followed.
And you could see there was a bit of Neil creeping in. Cullen Whelan loses the ball. And second viewing, I have to say, in real time, I thought maybe Cian Byrne took the ball and then initiated the contact on that one. Looks like he just takes the ball and then there's a coming together. Got a bit of sympathy for the big centre half.
Unless the yellow card was shown for the afters. As you said, Keith, it wasn't a free kick that was awarded, but a throw-in. On we go. But a pretty entertaining first 36 minutes at least. One back by Brennan. Markey. He did very well. Now, was he late on Tierney? Referee has spotted it. And it's all kicking off again here. Tierney certainly feels that Markey was in over the ball there.
I think there might have just been a contact with the studs down the shin. I don't think it was particularly aggressive. Possibly just a little bit late. I think Whelan is the one who came out worse than all of that.
It is a yellow card for Markey. Well, Tierney's back at his feet, able to continue. Almost is the feeling of a cup tie rather than a league game, as we are into the final third of the season now, and so much to play for Kevin Doherty and his players, and indeed, of course, those of Bows. Doherty just querying the decision-making process of the officials over that last couple of minutes. Here's Cornwall. Devoy. And now Flores. Clark trying to spin away from Brennan. Loves to go directly at defenders, Clark, in by Parsons. But again, those balls in from the wide area dealt with well by Drogheda United.
Yeah, those Drogheda centre halves have been picking up some really good positions.
Andrew Quinn has dealt with a lot of ball already. Flores might not quite have the long throw in his armoury that Lamb does on the other side. It's hooked in by Devoy. Alua beat Moorhan to it. Forward by Markey. Away by Byrne. Devoy. Tierney now considers taking the shot. Well blocked by Brennan, who threw his body in front of it. Alua, heavy touch from the striker. But Drogheda United will need more from him in those positions, especially as Bowles look to build up a head of steam. Cleverly left by Tierney, then he's tackled well on the edge of the area. Now it's Whelan, lays one off for Parsons. Parsons to that far post, and there's nobody there to meet it.
Drogheda defended really well this opening 40 minutes or so. Balls into the box. All three centre halves are picking up really good positions, winning forced contacts, and even the ones that are getting pulled back to the edge of the 18-yard box. Brennan is there, throwing his body in front of shots. They're doing exactly as you'd expect in terms of the defensive work.
Tierney. It's only as far as Bulger. Parsons. Snapping into the tackle again was Brennan. Seems to be a little push of the back there from Mark. He missed by the referee. Now Devoy. Parsons again, seeing a little more of the ball now. Trying to get at Lamb, but he is predominantly right-footed. Lamb happy enough to show him down the outside. Byrne now. Just over 4 minutes left in this first half. A lot of depth on that cross as well. They are lacking a little bit of quality at the moment in those situations, Bohemians.
Yeah, they seem to be becoming a little bit more desperate. I'm not sure why. They like Big Keane Bourne just to come back out and recycle that. Try and draw it out. So they've looked fairly comfortable from any balls coming into the box.
Forward by Clark. Away by Morahan. Devoy, as always, seems to have time to assess all of the options. Almost never gives it away. Rooney. Back for Devoy. Rooney to Clark. Flores. Patient build-up play from Bowes. Now Parsons up against Alua. Does well. Then just got away from him. Cornwall. And that's got under the studs of Flores.
Again, it's brilliant defending. And the draw at the back line. Parsons picks up the ball. Don't let him go to the byline. They drive him in across the 18-yard box. Dara Markey, Heaney in there waiting on him.
Flores for Tierney. Devoy. Cornwall. Rooney tries to keep it moving, and it's covered off by Brennan. It looks like we're heading for a scoreless first half. Drogheda United, the side who've had 11 draws this season, the joint most with Shelburne. Of course, it took so long, 23 games in total for Bohemians to register their first draw of the campaign. They've had 3 in the last 4 since.
When you look at Bowes, capable of beating absolutely anybody in the league. Lost 9 league games this season so far.
Whelan overhit that ball towards Tierney. Cleared away by Conor Keeley. Whelan. And he's won a corner kick.
This could be a huge moment in the game. Great time to score, an awful time to concede.
It will be Rooney, an outswinger this time. Flicked goalwards by Clark. Tierney trying to keep it alive. Olua. Clark trying to win it back for Bowes. He's done really well to ride that first tackle. Driving into the area towards Whelan. And that will be a goal kick.
It's brilliant defending again from Drogheda. Just as Bowes look like they're about to wiggle half a yard and get the strike off, the next Drogheda body in line comes out and gets the block.
Well, that's another card shown to Rooney, the fourth of this first half.
I tell you, the one he got away with in the opening couple of minutes of the game was worse than that one. I think that's possibly just a totting up offence from the Bowes winger.
So halfway through the first of 2 additional minutes. Maybe time for a Drogheda breakthrough before the half-time whistle is blown. Clark trying to keep the ball away from Keeley. Markey now, stopped by Clark. So another long throw opportunity for Owen Lamb. He's been an important part of this Drogheda United defence this season, his 23rd start in the league. In it goes from Lamb. Brennan helps it back in, hopefully. But easily taken by Chorazka. He wants to get on with things here. Time's running out for Bohemians after they get a breakthrough before half-time. Well, they won't. Whistle goes a few seconds early. Both teams have struggled to open up the opposition, but the one time the Bohemians really did manage to do so was a piece of genius from Dawson Defoe, and Ross Tierney drew a really good save from Luke Dennison in the Drogheda United goal. Chorazka's been busy without being massively under threat. Both sides have failed to find that first half breakthrough. Half-time here at Dalymount Park. It's Bohemians 0, Drogheda United 0. We'll have analysis next.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
I think I left my bank card somewhere.
Did you lose it last night? What? I said, did you lose it last night? Told you not to trust that little guy.
Oh, I thought he was sound.
Gab!
I'll just freeze on the app, so. There you are, you goose.
Relax with a Bank of Ireland current account. Get started today.
Spin your gum when you're done.
switching to Outsurance could mean big savings on your car insurance. That's what Kerry found.
Hiya. Yeah, it's true. I saved €266 when I made the switch.
€266?
Any hassle switching?
None. They called me back the same day. Couldn't believe it.
And you know about the out bonus?
I do. It's great. 10% of my insurance premium back in cash after 3 years claims free.
And your old policy?
I'm moving on.
Real people, unreal savings. Outsurance. You always get something out.
You're looking up, it's bright ahead. The road might be
How we use electricity can be smarter, cleaner and greener. Making your world brighter. Electric Ireland.
At the Irish Independent, we don't just cover sport. We tell the stories written all over Ireland. After all, each struggle, triumph, high and low, leaves a mark that lasts. We live and breathe the stories written all over Ireland. Irish Independent.
Welcome to the island of Eriskay. Population 140. Is everyone behind the team? 10% of us are in the team. And if you want to make the most of this pitch, well, that can be difficult. But thanks to Guinness Zero, if you want to make the most of your evening, that's always easy.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
Well, a feisty enough first half at Dalymount Park. 5 yellow cards, plenty of bite about it. Both sides have had their chances, but so far we've had no goals, 0-0 at half-time. Here are a couple of the stats then from the first half. As you can see, it's been majorly controlled by Bohemians, 69% possession, more attempts, just 2 on target for them. And as we mentioned there, 5 yellow cards in the first half. Certainly, even though we've had no goals, Vinny, it's been entertaining nonetheless. What have you made of it?
Yeah, the game started really well. It was very competitive and both teams came out of the traps. I think they've started to suss each other out a little bit in the last maybe 10, 15 minutes. It's probably lost that little bit of quality and it feels like maybe Balls feel like they've ran out of ideas and Drogheda are doing what they do, looking for a set piece maybe or just trying to hang on in there. So it seems to have settled down a little bit now, but certainly feisty at the start and a couple of players are very early to get booked, you know, so that's an area to watch.
Yeah, could set it up nicely for the second half. Conan, as we saw from those stats, it's been mostly Bows who've been controlling the possession, but just haven't quite found the key to unlock that Drogheda defence. But you sense if it's going to come, it's going to be a combination of Dawson Devoy, Ross Tierney. They've looked lively, certainly.
Yeah, they've been the two that have been the standout for Bows, and just in terms of the attacking threat that they possess. And you'll see some of the clips coming up here that they're involved in everything. You'll see here, we talked about him before the game, Dawson Devoy, just a quick feet there, and he continues on his run. And he, like with James Clark against Sligo earlier on in the season, he loves pulling the ball back to the players on the edge of the box. Here he gets it up, and this is just an unbelievable pass to Tierney. It's telepathic between the two of them, and it's a very difficult finish for Tierney to score there, and it's a brilliant save by Dennison. Again, it's this time Tierney to provide for Devoy, pulls it to the edge of the box. You can see Devoy with his arm up. Disappointed he didn't get better contact on that, but again, another good chance. It's always strange when you see a centre-half going up to take a free kick, but it was a good effort from him. And again, Tierney plays a ball into Devoy at the back. Wonderful little touch. I think he means that, to play it back into Parsons and again to the edge of the box, and it's really poor technique from Moran. He should be just coming onto that and having a better technical ability to strike that with his laces, but unfortunately it went wide for him.
Vinny, it's been comfortable enough though for Drogheda. You imagine Kevin Doherty will be happy enough in that dressing room at half time, and from them it's been exactly what we've seen, what it says on the tin so far this season. Really awkward to play against, and combining that with hard work and some quality as well.
Yeah, you'd have to say, like, whatever about the Bohs clips is a lot of that is in front of Drogheda, and that's the way they want it. They've set up a really good defensive shape, and it's not easy on the eye at times. I mean, they've struggled to get up the pitch, and they've used set pieces, and the three centre halves, Quinn, Bulger, Keeley, all go up, and what they do really clever is they stay up, and they win second and third balls. And this is like, I don't know, Pascalan had a very famous saying about puke football, but we won't go into that too much here tonight. But like, it's this stuff, it's putting Bohs under a little bit of pressure, long throws, just picking up seconds. And you would say they're in a, you know, that's a great effort by Keeley. Again, it's this one, keeping the ball alive, and it ends up, I think, yeah, can he just get that shot off with the laces? And all this stuff is just buying them a bit of time out of the box, because it's Andrew Quinn. Can he get it under control? It's a little half chance. As I said, defensive, they're set really well. The only time you'd worry about them is that transition when just trying to get themselves back, and that's the only time Bohs have sort of looked like they could hurt them.
Do you think that's what Alan Reynolds would be saying in that Bohs dressing room now, getting them on the counter, and that's key to it?
I think so. They've done well in large parts of that game. It's just like you said, that end product, that end chance, that shot on goal. The only save that Dennison had to make really was that Ross Tierney effort. So I think Colin Whelan has to do a little bit more up front in terms of holding the ball up and bringing others into play. He's shown the ball a lot to those Drogheda defenders. He needs to protect it a lot more, and if he does do that, Bohemians then can get the three lads been behind forward quicker. And
when you look at that Bohs bench, there isn't a whole amount of attacking options on it.
No, but and Colin's alluded to it, Colin Whelan, we all think he's a very exciting young player, but Bohs have played their best football this year, and we touched on it when I was on previously with a false nine, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Colin Whelan coming out, maybe Adam McDonald in midfield and Clark playing that floating role, because they're much more of a threat. And what Bohs have done is repeated what they've done up in United Park, and ultimately they've had the same results, so they might have to try something different this second half.
It's been effective for Drogheda so far. No goals at Dalymount Park. Drogheda United holding firm against Bohemians. The second half is coming up next.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
Rebel in the capital home. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Just one time, the train won't leave.
Oh, a lamp!
Stop it! I'm ticklish! You have released me, Aladdin. In return, I'll grant you 3 wishes.
I'd like to be smart as a fox, strong as a bear, and be able to fly like an eagle.
Flying too? In this case, you'll need a Red Bull, the energy drink.
Red Bull gives you wings! Bye-bye, Genie!
And who grants me wishes?
You stay here.
At Clear Mobile, we've an offer so good, it's worth repeating.
$12.99.
Exactly! He knows a good thing when he hears it, because it's only...
$12.99.
Yes! $12.99 for unlimited data and calls with texts.
$12.99.
Good lad. Join now at clearmobile.ie.
Welcome to BHI.
Healthcare's done differently here. It's not just about connecting with you, but with each other.
Paediatricians and specialists and nurses who all work here.
So we're all on the same page.
Yours.
Our own clinicians and our own clinics.
Making progress. Yes, Kira. You're part of a wider healthcare network
That takes a wider view of your health. Welcome to VHI.
Welcome to the island of Eriskay. Population 140. Is everyone behind the team? 10% of us are in the team. And if you want to make the most of this pitch, well, that can be difficult. But thanks to Guinness Zero, if you want to make the most of your evening, that's always easy.
Mr. Master of Disguise, do your thing.
I promise to play you respectfully.
Where's my flowers? Prego, cappuccino.
The Bad Guys 2, in cinemas now.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
Now action from the Diamond League coming up on Virgin Media Television over the next few weeks. On Saturday, August 16th, we head to Silesia on Virgin Media 2, and the following Wednesday, the midweek session in Lausanne is live on Virgin Media 3. Back to tonight though, and there's one other game taking place in the Premier Division tonight. Galway United are at Turner's Cross to face Cork City. And it's the home side who took the lead in the 5th minute. Josh Fitzpatrick with a great strike from outside the box to put his side 1-0 up. That is how it stands at the break. It could be a badly needed win for Cork City there. But back to Dalymount Park and Bohemians and Drogheda United. We said before the game, Vinny, how important the first goal in this game would be. And as it goes on, that looks even more crucial.
Yeah, it has been tight, and it's always tight between these two sides. And you know, it's gone to form, it's gone to script so far. You just look at that goal Cork scored. You know, maybe that's something Bowes can sort of try, is a couple of pot shots and something a little bit different. It's been a little bit predictable. I wouldn't say Alan Reynolds overly disappointed. They haven't played badly. It's just a little bit predictable, and everything is sorted in front, bar that Ross Tierney chance of Drogheda.
The more it goes on, I know both of you sort of fancied Bowes before the game, the more it goes on, Conan, do you see Drogheda nicking it?
I don't know, because they love that counter-attacking football. They're a huge threat off set pieces, like we saw in the first half already. I just still think that Bowes will nick it, just with that quality they have in that final third. I wouldn't be surprised, as Vinny says, if Colin Whelan comes off and James Clark takes up that false 9 position. Yeah, and no doubt as well, Vinny, that Kevin Doherty will be reminding of players about Bowes' habit of scoring late goals. Yeah, absolutely. And look, in fairness, he'll be reminding the players, you've got to stay concentrated, but also reminding his own players, we have a hoodoo over these, stick in the game, stay in it, and chances will come. OK, let's wait and see then. Let's get back to Dalymount Park for the second half. Stuart McAvoy is on audio descriptive commentary here and on Virgin Media 2. It's back to Dave McIntyre and Keith Tracy.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. Welcome back. So, quick head count tells us no changes made by either manager at half-time. But if this stalemate continues, you would imagine the both sets of coaching teams will be considering their options. The Drogheda United have been a sticky point for Bohemians in recent times. Bowes have beaten them just once in the last 7 attempts. They're going to have to find something creative, Keith, to find a breakthrough here, because Drogheda United will not go down easily.
Yeah, they started really well, Bowes, putting some dangerous balls into the box. As the half wore on, they were just getting a bit more aimless, and the Drogheda centre halves were largely quite comfortable with it all. So they'll have to try and pick the lock a different way. The man most likely to pick that lock is Dawson Devoy. He's picked out Ross Tierney, who had the best chance of that first half. Finds Devoy again. Keeps it moving to Clark. Byrne. One of 5 players to pick up a caution in that first half. It was feisty enough at times. Parsons, Tierney. Trying to run off Lucchini. And throwing himself at the ball was Clark. Half-hearted inquiry to the referee for a potential penalty. Yeah, just needs to be careful. Conor Keeley, Tierney just trashes this one into the box. There is 2 hands on the back. I think it would have been a little bit soft to give a penalty, but you're asking the referee to make a decision. Dennison goes long, as he did throughout that first half. That is a foul on Clark, a long way from the penalty area, but he does get the whistle going his way this time. They only won 4 times in front of their home supporters last season, Bohemians, but they've already won 8 this term. 6 left to play, including this one tonight. And you'd feel they'll have to take as close to maximum points as they can if they're to really threaten Shamrock Rovers. Whelan took that one down well. He still has it in the area. Clawed away in the end by Brennan. Devoy goes back out to Morahan. Now Flores for Parsons. Byrne for Cornwall. Devoy. Decent ball into a great area. Very well defended by Conor Keeley. Away by Markey. Over the head of Kareem.
The positioning of Keeley again is absolutely brilliant. The understanding of when to drop off and when to go and stand in the space. He anticipates the ball coming in there and deals with it. Brilliant defending.
Here is Kareem. Flicks one inside. Coming onto it was Heaney. That's a rather aimless ball towards Alua. Devoy. Tierney made a late run into the area. Devoy went a little wider. Cornwall for Flores again. Parsons. Death flick to Clark. What a 1-2 that is. Parsons in behind into the area, and it's pinched off him by Owen Lamb. Parsons, though, returns the favour, wins it straight back for Bowes. Clark towards Whelan and Rooney, and well claimed by Dennison.
Didn't Lamb recover really well in that right back position, just as he looked like he was left for dead? Recovers really well and gets his toe in.
The work right there of Dawson Devoy. He must have made 50 metres in that run to ensure that that Drogheda United counter-attack led to nothing. Where's the armband? It really does lead by example. Here's Brennan. Kareem turned into the tackle. Now Devoy slides one towards Clark. Well read by Andrew Quinn. And that'll be a Bowes throw-in.
Again, it's the young lad Kareem up front. He's got to protect the ball an awful lot better. Use that big frame that he has.
Clark. Helped on its way by Keeley. Retrieved by Tierney. Tierney again. Such a tricky customer on the edge of the area. Brennan in the right place once more. Devoy leaves it for Morahan. And hooked clear rather aggressively by Keeley.
Again, it's just the positioning of those 3 Drogheda centre halves, all in a line across the 6-yard box.
Parsons. Bolger flicks it away. Only as far as Devoy. Tierney. 1-2 at Clark, doesn't come off. Here's Alua. Drogheda looking to find a way clear, and they have managed to do so this time. A little isolated here, Alua. Markey making a really good run ahead of him, and into the area he goes. And the cutback. Well, the referee may show a yellow card here to Luke Heaney, who has gone down a little too easily.
I think we all seen that. Nobody was quite convinced. I've a little bit of sympathy for Heaney. I think he's more anticipating contact. The contact doesn't come and he still throws himself to the ground. It is a dive. He deserves a yellow.
And here it is again, Keith.
Darragh Markey does really well, full of running. He's trying to get his toe to the ball first and then wanting some contact. When the contact doesn't come, you throw yourself on the ground.
It was really good interplay between Alua and Markey that got Drogheda United on the break there. Devoy, straight ball over the top to Whelan with his back to goal. Does well to get hold of it. Looking to make space for a shot. But he was crowded out. Eventually Brennan clears it towards Alua. Stopped by Cornwall.
It was excellent defending in there from Quinn. As Whelan gets in behind, you can see he just wants to shift it onto his left and get the strike. Quinn just stays down the line of the ball all the time. Really good, intelligent, not panicking. Excellent defending. It's 52 minutes in.
Tierney for Clark. Morahan. Now Cornwall. Devoy. Bohemians dominating the ball as you'd have expected. It breaks to Clark. What a challenge that was from Conor Keeley. And he showed just how important he felt that challenge was with his reaction afterwards.
It's excellent again. Referenced them a few times already. Just as Bows looked like they played a lovely little 1-2 to get Clark in behind. Conor Keeley comes out of nowhere. Big tackle. Save and tackle.
Rooney's corner. Away by Brennan. Alua. The man furthest forward. Gives it back to Markey. Well, they combined really well again there. Alua driving inside. He's got options left and right. Brennan won't get that one. And that's a poor ball.
It's a real shame. Trying to pick up the ball. Bow's bodies are a little bit laboured coming back, but the pass from Alua, it's wayward. Clark did have a little pull of the left arm, not enough there for a foul.
Whelan is linking up the play a lot better in this second half, but that time it got away from him. Andrew Quinn striding forward. Got Kareem with them. Quinn still going. And the tackle came in from Cornwall. Breaks for Dar Kareem. The shot blocked away by Keane Byrne. Game opening up a little. Whelan gives it away. Keeley. Away by Morahan. Lamb onto it for Drogheda. And Rooney waits for his goalkeeper to arrive.
The centre half, Quinn did really well. Went on a little maze, he dropped the shoulder, almost got him behind.
James Clark. Parsons. Looking to run inside Lamb. Leaves it for Clark. Towards Whelan. Wasn't a lot he could do with that one. Parsons now. Operating in a pretty congested space. Devoy. Rob Cornwall. Devoy. Well, there's only been a one goal in it in the last 3 meetings of these teams. And albeit with 35 minutes left, you get the feeling tonight one goal could decide it again.
Yeah, it's starting to have that feel about it. Drogheda defending really well. Wave after wave of attack, but also look capable of a counter.
Maybe through Devoy. Slid the ball in towards Whelan. Got turned. Well blocked away again by Drogheda United. You've got a big man in the right place more often than not.
And they just had the defensive answers. Does look to be becoming more and more severe. Those attacks from Bows are getting stronger, more dangerous.
Kareem cleverly done. Finds Brennan. Alua making a run down that left hand side. But Brennan looked to his right. making a huge effort to get forward his own Lamb, and an equally big effort from Tierney to track him. Parsons been urged forward. And still he goes, Conor Parsons. Couldn't link up with Whelan. Cleared by Keeley. And it's one-way traffic now, very much so in this second half. But they still haven't tested Luke Dennison. Devoy, Tierney, towards Whelan. Looked like he was been pulled to the ground.
I think that might have been a little bit soft. Yeah, very physical. Those Drogheda centre halves. I think it's got to be a little bit worse than that to be contemplating giving a penalty.
Moran, Tierney. Cornwall keeps it moving quickly. Clark. And Markey wasn't giving up on that one, but then he's giving it away. That's uncharacteristic of Markey and his ability with the ball. Devoy, Clark. Every yard being so tightly contested. It's really difficult for Bohs to find the space to pick out the right pass.
Drogheda brilliantly drilled out of possession. Nobody panicking, nobody sprinting out of position.
Well, they're going to bring in their top goal scorer in the league this season, Warren Davis, who's missed the last couple of games, the youngster from Tala. So his introduction for Drogheda United, that will be the first change of the night from either team. Here's Keane Byrne.
They'll need Warren Davis. Give them that out ball, the Alua out ball. It's not really there anymore. It's just wave after wave of this Bohs attack.
Well, it's going to be a double change for Drogheda United, because they're also bringing in Josh Thomas, another player who's missed an awful lot of game time this season. Here's Devoy. Morahan. Devoy again. Byrne. Keane Byrne again. Morahan. And a long ball forward by Markey. Chorazka, who's held mainly a watching brief in this second half. Almost an hour gone, no goals. Bohemians looking to maintain their patience as they're frustrated again by Drogheda United. Devoy. Rooney. Across to Tierney. And first time effort from Rooney. Some of the sting taken off it as it arrived.
Again, this time it's Brennan. Does really well. As soon as the ball is laid back, realises there's a strike about to come, and again gets his body in the way, takes all the pace off the strike.
Forward by Keeley. Kareem out muscled by Cornwall. Clark with space to get turned. Well, down goes Brennan again. Ryan Brennan was treated with injury a couple of times in the first half, so while he's being looked after, a reminder, we've got racing coming your way tomorrow on Virgin Media 1 at 1 o'clock. Day 5 of Glorious Goodwood. And then Saturday, August 9th, it's Ascot, the venue for the Sugar Cup. Join us at 1 o'clock on Virgin Media 1. Athletics also in the pipeline. Diamond League in Silesia, Saturday, August 16th at 3 o'clock on Virgin Media 2. And then the meeting in Lausanne, Wednesday, August 20th at 7 o'clock on Virgin Media 3. Well, Drogheda United are going to make their 2 changes. Keith, what do you make of them and the impact that Kevin Doherty's hoping they will have?
I think he's just looking for a little bit more of a threat in behind. As I say, Bows are very, very comfortable within the game now. They're knocking on that door. Although Drogheda have defended really well, getting bodies in the way. Kevin Doherty will know they need that out ball. It can't be like this until the 90th minute. Whether it's a Lewitt, a big Kareem coming off, possibly even both. They need some fresh legs. Got to be able to stretch Bows the other way.
Well, Drogheda wanted to make those changes before play resumed, and I'm not sure they're going to be given the opportunity to do so. Well, perhaps they will occur now. It is Alua, and I don't think he's best pleased that he's one of the men being withdrawn. Well, he got the winner here the last time they met at Dalymount Park. He's worked incredibly hard. He's run some great lines, and he's picked out some really good link balls. And also Derek Kareem, who had a really bright start to the game but has faded as it has gone on. So they brought in Josh Thomas, the 22-year-old from Swansea. He returned in the Cup against Crumlin United a couple of weeks ago, got a goal. But he hasn't faced any league opposition since the 21st of February when he played against Sligo Rovers. So a long stint on the sidelines. He's looking to get back to full fitness and full flow as quickly as possible. Here's Morahan looking for Whelan. Won by Byrne, picked up by Tierney. Well, head down, driving forward. Ross Tierney didn't really have an awareness as to what his options were around him. Kane's ball inside. Oh, that's good strength from Thomas. Brought down, no free kick.
He's done really well. Initially, Thomas to use his body. As soon as Drogheda to pick up the ball, they both make the same run, Thomas and Warren. Somebody's got to come towards the ball. The other one stretching behind. Both ran in behind. Kane had no options to feet.
Parsons. Interesting to see how quickly Bohemians react to those Drogheda changes. Devoy. Well, they've left it late so many times this season, Bohemians. They may have to do it again today. Away by Keeley. Morahan loses out to Markey. Read well by Cian Byrne. Kane lets it get away from him. Cornwall fizzes one towards Devoy. And he spreads it for Rooney. Thomas takes a tumble. Rooney's ball to the far post. Brilliantly defended by Owen Lamb under all sorts of pressure from Parsons. Back out it goes to Flores on his right foot. Oh, Parsons just stepped over it. Perhaps could have tried to flick as it went his way. Well, Dennison, having made the save, has failed to get up.
Some brilliant defending. Here's the little step over from Parsons, nearly catches Dennison out. The defending from Lamb, the ball into the box was brilliant. As you're looking at the ball coming, you know there's a player behind you. Not sure where he is, but you've got to deal with it. It's exactly what the right back did.
Well, this will just take a little bit of a sting out of the momentum the Bows have built up, albeit without creating those gilt-edged opportunities they so desperately crave.
For as dominant as we're saying Bows have been, Kevin Doherty, Drogheda be quite happy. Although it's not been comfortable, they're getting moved from side to side. They are restricting shots, not getting any clean sort of strikes off. They'd still be quietly confident that they can have a sucker punch the other end.
Whelan made his run early, and he's taken it in his stride as well. Look at the hold off Quinn. Still going, Whelan. Just got away from him again. There's always that extra body in defence for Drogheda United. Kane's ball forward. It's a clever run made by Davis. And he's forced the corner kick.
That's exactly what Kevin Doherty has put Warren Davis on for. Run those channels, get something when you're not supposed to get anything. Cornwall is in full control. Davis just harasses the centre half, wins himself a corner kick. For the first time in a long time, Drogheda managed to get themselves up the pitch.
Well, having been under the pump for the vast majority of this second half, a real signal for Bowes would be Drogheda United nicking one here. Out by Moran, helped on its way by Parsons. Kane. And he's launched one forward, and it's claimed by Chorazka. The offside flag is up. You know what, Keane, I think that's the first offside of the game.
Yeah, I think so. You can see now, just looking at that back line of Bowes, Warren Davis, Joshua Thomas, get those two, work a little relationship. There's every chance they'll get a reward up there.
Sent forward by Lamb towards Bulger. He did get his head to it. Rooney did well, he was strong. Finds Devoy. Wonderful vision again from him. Clark now. Perhaps indecisive with the ball at his feet. And it's away by Byrne.
You can see the turnover. Trying to pick up the ball, they're looking in behind straight away. They've got two strikers full of running up there.
It's the best spell they've had, Drogheda United. They spent little or no time in the Bohemians half of the field. Those are going to introduce their club captain, Keith Buckley, very shortly. Well, that's gone all the way. Jordan Flores. How composed was he there to guide that back to his goalkeeper?
Flores, the coolest man. Dalymount. Still can't imagine Alan Reynolds would be overly happy with balls bouncing in their own box.
The header won by Flores again. Away by Cornwall. Game getting a little scrappy now. Lazily sent forward by Bulger. And that seemed to strike the hand of Davis. Rooney just hesitated, and that allowed Kane run across him. He's got Thomas with him. And this time it's Kane making the wrong decision in possession. Tierney. Little ball over the top. Flag goes up again. This time against Colin Whelan.
Whelan just got the wrong side. The centre half, just a timing issue.
So it's Keane Byrne being replaced by Keith Buckley. So there'll be a little bit of a tactical reshuffle from a Bowes point of view. Dale Rooney will have to play a bit deeper.
I'd imagine Keith Buckley is coming on to make Bowes that little bit more solid out of possession.
He assumes the captain's armband, given to him by Devoy. Lamb curls one goalwards, headed on by Quinn. Away by Clark. And another header won by Flores. Well, that's more deftly done by the left-sided defender. He's had a very good second half, Flores.
Again, though, Keeley reads the play really well. At times, you can just worry about yourself too much.
Well, that's another foul by Thomas. That time by Cornwall. He's putting himself about since coming in. Eager to make a quick impression. Flores for Tierney. Dalymount Park has gone very quiet. 3 draws in the last 4 league games. It's really halted Bohemians' progress in recent weeks. They can ill afford another one. Parsons getting in behind. That's a really clever run. Needs to pick out the right pass, though, towards Tierney. Hits it first time! Drives it into the side netting. Many in the Jody stand felt that had hit the back of the net. That was a really well-crafted opportunity, but it lacked the finish in the end.
It's brilliantly worked. As you say, Dave, half the ground thought it was in. Parsons checked back on his right foot. It's a lovely little dinky down to the back stick. Tierney hits it first time, it's a good chunk of it. It's just the wrong side of the post. As close as Bows have come in this second half.
Yeah, that is their best opportunity since half-time. Won by Cornwall. Buckley gives it away. Davis, back it goes to Kane. Kane inside, Keeley. Lamb. Brennan.
Drogheda doing the right thing. Just want to keep the ball a couple of seconds.
Forward by Dennison. Flores. Couldn't find Clark. He's starting to look a little tired. You can almost hear a pin drop here in Dalymount Park at the moment. Those fans just waiting for something to ignite things. Forward by Buckley. Whelan's layoff for Tierney. Desperately trying to keep himself onside was Rooney, and he managed to do so. Looks for a ball to the edge of the area. Flying header for Brennan. Buckley lays it out to Clark. Clark hit it first time. Now Devoy. And taken off his toe by Markey, who in turn finds Heaney. Well, that was a foul by Thomas, so I think it's just caught the referee's eye one time too many. Now, is this our final warning or a yellow card? I think he's just been told that that needs to be the end of it.
You can understand why the crowd are annoyed, Dave. There's no point in stopping it if you're not going to book them. If you're only going to have a word and wait till the next stop and play and tell them next one you're getting booked. There's no point stopping it and telling them next one you're getting booked. And Keaney is down now as well.
Well, we saw the goalkeeper Luke Dennison getting a little bit of treatment just for 30 seconds or so. Now Heaney. They are going to make another change. It will be in midfield, and it's going to be the former Shelbourne midfielder Shane Farrell. He left midway through last season and ended up with an FAI Cup winners medal.
Big danger from set pieces. Shane Farrell, delivery into the box more often than not is right on the money. And some of the big lads that Drogheda have could be a route to goal.
Well, it is going to be Heaney who'll be withdrawn, so he's got a long way to walk to get back to the Drogheda United dugout. So Farrell comes in, has been a mainstay in the midfield for the majority of the season. And he has now featured in all 26 of Drogheda United's league games this term. Final quarter of an hour. And Drogheda will feel leaving with a point, and making it 7 from 9 on offer against Bohemians this season would be a very positive result. And up the road in Tala, it'll be those of a Shamrock Rovers persuasion that will feel it's a great result for them as well. Clark driving away from Brennan. That's better from Clark. It's in behind Rooney, however. Towards Devoy. He was almost tempted to reach out and grab it.
They seem like they're getting more and more frustrated. You can feel it within Dalymount, within the crowd. Seems to be just creeping onto the pitch. Straight pass there from Rooney under very little pressure.
Forward by Lamb, away by Flores. Shane Farrell just eased off it. Cornwall with all the time in the world to make his choice. Has to flick it back to his goalkeeper. 2 more changes incoming for Bohemians. They're going to be bringing in Rhys Brennan and Adam McDonnell. Buckley for Morahan. Farrell. And there was no one for him to play it to. Well, Rhys Brennan and Adam McDonnell will bring fresh legs. An uptick in energy for Bows. You feel they need a spark from somewhere. Clark looking for Parsons. Ball in from Flores, wrapped his left foot around that. Tierney got his head to it. And then Clark arrived a little late on Dennison. And he's shown a yellow card.
It's just pure frustration from the young man. Dennison comes and picks it up. Oh, he's second best and just decides I leave a little bit on the goalkeeper. Drogheda rightfully now take their time getting this back in.
Colin Whelan, one of the 2 being withdrawn. Adam McDonnell comes in for his 100th Bohemians appearance. And in comes Rhys Brennan as well. What a talent this man is, still a teenager. And he came through the youths at a back Crumlin United.
It's an interesting shout from Alan Reynolds. Dale Rooney as a right wing back. Now young Brennan as a left wing back.
Brennan will be eager to make an impact. He's been an unused sub in 4 of the last 5 league games, and immediately stretches those legs, trying to play a ball into the path of McDonnell. What a ball! Brilliantly defended. Not for the first time tonight by Conor Keeley. Clark thought it was going to happen for him there and then.
Brilliant from Bowes. Young Brennan gets on the ball, injection of pace, the ball in behind, but there's Conor Keeley, a man mounting himself.
The 2 substitutes had only been on the field a matter of seconds, almost combining to create that opening goal. Cornwall. Forward by McDonnell, away by Keeley, who's been one of the standout performers for Drogheda United tonight. That'll go all the way through to Chorazka. Bows enter this game tonight with the joint best defensive record in the division. They just haven't scored enough at the other end. It looks like it's going to cost them again tonight. Still time though. Devoy. Might be the first time he's given the ball away tonight, but it hasn't cost him and his team. Clark couldn't get it under control. Morahan backed into a corner there by Thomas. Out by McDonald.
You get the feeling there's one big chance in this game. So whether or not either side can be ruthless enough to take it.
Away by Clark. Forward by Dennison. Nicked on by Bulger. Going on to it is Markey. That could have been very dangerous. Patrick Quinn had stayed forward, nearly fell for him. Brennan trying to get in behind here. Wasn't the best of balls from the boy, but he's made something of it. Great tackle by Shane Farrell.
It was brilliant from Lamb. Lamb is the one holding Brennan up, and when he cuts inside, that's where he shows him into his teammate.
A chance taken by Chorazka there. Here's Flores. Game really big stretch now. Perhaps Drogheda United, their ambitions are becoming a bit more expansive as they find themselves getting away on the break a bit more frequently. Adam McDonald. Buckley. Morahan. Devoy looking for Tierney, who rose well. But again, Keeley's there to flick it away. Buckley. Clark just lays one back for Devoy. Tierney now, got it out of his feet well. Brennan trying to take it towards that end line. Does well to win it straight back. Flores. Cornwall. Morahan for Devoy. Drogheda United desperate to retain their defensive shape. Going to make another couple of changes with John O'Sullivan and George Cooper coming in shortly. Clark's layup was short on Tierney, and now they can break. Keeley trying to play one through for Thomas. Thomas is away here for Drogheda United. Thomas scores! Their first real gilt-edged opportunity. And the young Welshman has tucked it away.
And the further the game drifted, without Bowes hitting the back of the net, this was always having a real possibility of happening. Drogheda have been excellent out of possession. They've lacked that little spark in possession, but all of a sudden it clicks into gear. Josh Thomas runs in behind. Keeley, who's been brilliant at centre half, just lends the ball to his centre forward. Does he have the strength? Does he have the pace? He definitely does, and as he bears in on the 18-yard box, it's all about the finishing ability. It's not the cleanest finish in the world, but he gets it past Chorazka. The Drogheda bench, Kevin Doherty go wild.
Second league goal of the season for the 22-year-old, who only just returned from injury in that FAI Cup tie against Crumlin. And what an impact he's had from the bench. He's unsettled the Bohemians defenders, and he did more than that on that occasion. So the man coming into midfield is John O'Sullivan for his league debut for Drogheda United since coming in on loan from Shamrock Rovers. Well, Keith, I just wonder, has that shifted your thinking as regards your Player of the Match award?
There's so many I could have gave it to. I really enjoyed watching Dawson Devoy out there. He's been pulling strings, he's been really good. But in terms of the centre halves, they've been excellent. Keeley, Quinn, Bulger, could have gave it to either of them. But for me, Conor Keeley's been absolutely excellent. Positioning, his concentration throughout the 90, really led by example back there. My player of the match was Conor Keeley.
And he's the man who's come up with the decisive through ball for the only goal of the game so far. He is the SSE Electricity Player of the Match, Conor Keeley, a towering presence at the heart of the Drogheda United defence, who has now helped them get their noses in front. And the status they hold, to quote Alan Reynolds, as the bogey team of Bohemians this season, well, that has been enhanced further here tonight. They'll surely leave with at least a point, but if they can hold out, it'll be 4 consecutive wins against Bohemians, 3 of those coming this season. They are due to meet in the final round of fixtures up in Drogheda. Here's McDonald, leaves it for Tierney. He's had 2 of Bohemians' biggest chances tonight. The smoke from the flares let off by the Drogheda United supporters begins to clear. They're celebrating already. Devoy looking to drive into the area. Solid challenge on him by Kane. Now Shane Farrell looking to keep his composure, trying to slide one down to the goal scorer Thomas.
Drogheda have done that brilliantly. When the first man gets beaten, the press, the second man comes over, slows him down. We've really covered each other excellently tonight. Some of the game management as well. It's been really good coming away from home.
Well, a win would move Drogheda United to within a single point of Bohemians, further strengthening their belief that they can qualify for Europe again this season. They did it through the Cup last term. Morahan sends it up to the far post towards Brennan. Away by Lamb.
It was an unbelievable togetherness, this Drogheda team, when you think of what's happened in terms of Europe, not being allowed to play. Douglas James Taylor leaving the building. They've got up off the canvas so many times. It's brilliant to watch the togetherness, the chemistry they have for each other.
Brennan towards McDonald. McDonald hooks it towards the far post. Rooney was closest to it. Lost in the area on the edge of it by Brennan. Comes back towards Flores. Flores has got Brennan closest to it. Another ball to that area. Trying to keep it alive now is Devoy. Flicks it back inside, too close to Dennison. And time really running out for Bohemians in what could be a hugely damaging defeat. Dennison has given the ball away very carelessly. Brennan again, seeing a lot of it here. Towards McDonald, cleared by Lamb.
Well, Dennison puts both hands in the air apologetically to his Drogheda team. I have no idea what the goalkeeper was trying to do there. You stay on that ball for as long as possible and eat into that clock.
Well, here's the goal again. What a ball it was from Keeley.
Brilliant ball from Keeley. Excellent way to pass. Once Thomas gets there, just bundles it into the back of the net. He's been threatening to do that for so long.
6 additional minutes. We're almost through the first of those. Devoy, who's come up with a couple of late goals himself this season. That was a rather limited ball for them. Perhaps even he, with his limitless energy, is starting to feel the pinch as we enter these final few minutes. Ball forward is a good one to Clark, trying to break onto it now. Was the new man just arrived on the scene in Marcus Struntz.
I think it was Conor Keeley again. gets his big toe in there just as it looks like Bows have played some nice little intricate stuff and going to get in. The big centre half is there again.
Chorazka was under some pressure from Davis. Adam McDonald. Buckley. Buckley again. Misses one across to Devoy. Brennan driving at this Drogheda United defence. Brennan still going! Blocked away again by Drogheda United, as they've been doing all evening. That time from Cooper. 4 minutes remaining. Tense times at Dalymount Park. The sense that maybe their title and any belief they have they could be a factor in the title race is ebbing away. Lamb given away to McDonald. Won by Devoy. It'll come back towards Cooper. And eventually it'll go all the way through to Chorazka. Flores. And he's got his angles all wrong on that one.
You can see he's desperate to get Brennan, keep him in the game. He's full of running out there. Looks absolutely electric. Done really well to come into the 18-yard box. Got the strike off. Wasn't quite the strike required.
That's off Davis. It'll be a throw and right by the corner flag. And for the second time this season, Drogheda United look likely to beat Bohemians 1-0 here.
Drogheda would have kept 3 clean sheets against Bows as well in the 3 games, which is no easy feat, considering the likes of Tierney, Devoy, Clark out there, huge attacking talent, Rooney as well. Defensively, Drogheda have been absolutely excellent.
And that'll be a free kick for Bohemians. A lot of empty seats over in the Jody stand now. And Drogheda United have come and done a job on them again. They've really struggled away from home in recent months, Drogheda United. 8 games without a victory on their travels. An 8-game run that is seconds away from coming to an end. Thomas hustled off it by Morahan. It's gone beyond Rooney. And he just sticks a frustrated leg out and fouls Davis.
The work rate that Drogheda team, every single man, the work rate has been through the roof. You can see how much they want to play for Kevin Doherty. So behind the manager.
Drogheda United in the top 4 and closing in on second place. What a season they're putting together under Kevin Doherty. And hoping to go deep into the FAI Cup as they look to defend the title they won last season. Here's McDonald. Half a minute left. It's really well intercepted by Thomas. Warren Davis now. Bohemians players looking increasingly frustrated and forlorn out there. And now they await the full-time whistle. Forward by Dennison. Here is Dale Rooney. Referee has another look at his watch. They'll need to launch it here, Bohemians. Buckley. Tierney wants it at the far post. They've gone wide to Dawson Devoy. Kevin Doherty wondering where this additional time is coming from. Brennan. Here is Buckley. Still no full-time whistle. There it is! Clenched fists from Kevin Doherty, who avoids celebrating too vociferously again as he heads to shake hands with his opposition manager Alan Reynolds. A deeply damaging defeat for Bohemians. Drogheda United beat them for the 4th consecutive time. Each time the full-time score a 0-0. And this thoroughly united Drogheda United squad have come together again after a month away from the Premier Division to head towards second place again in the top flight, bring an end to a long run without a win on their travels. And what a job they and their management team have done here. It has finished at Dalymount Park. Bohemians 0, Drogheda United 1.
Well, they've done it again. The Bows bogey team, as Alan Reynolds called them, strike late at Dalymount Park. A hat-trick this season of 1-0 wins for Drogheda United over Bohemians. Conor Byrne, that is a huge performance from Drogheda and a huge 3 points for them.
It's massive. And you know what, like, if you're at home watching this game and you're seeing Drogheda the way they play, you're probably like, oh, geez, very boring type of football. But it's actually captivating, and Keith mentioned it in the commentary. It's really rewarding for them as players to have that work rate, that commitment, that dedication, just to have backs against the wall, have about 25-30% possession of the game and score a counter-attacking goal like that. It's exactly what they planned for, and it came off to a T.
Vinny, you called it puke football at half-time, but might not be the easiest on the eye, but it's certainly effective.
No, it absolutely is, and it's really good management. It's about seeing what you have in your dressing room and getting the very best out of them, and that's what the manager's done. And think of the hardship of not playing the last month, losing out in Europe, and to go to Dalymount Park and win like that. It's an absolutely exceptional result for the manager, and he deserves huge credit for his man management and his management of that group, and they touched on it, that togetherness they've showed up in Dalymount. Excellent result for them, and fair play to them, and delight for them.
Yeah, no doubt Kevin Doherty getting the best out of his players this season. They're well in the hunt for Europe, and Drogheda continue to have a hold over Bows this season. Josh Thomas breaking their hearts late on. He gave Kevin Doherty's men a valuable 3 points. Reaction and analysis to that 1-0 win after the break.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
Hey, Harry.
Hello, mate.
What are your tips for the big game?
I think it's going to be an absolute belter. Your best bet is to head over to Bet Victor and have a few quid on the lad up top. He's a good boy.
Who's a good boy?
Who's a good boy?
The striker?
Are you a clever boy?
I mean, probably above average.
Who's a clever boy? Sorry, mate, I've got to go and get the dog's barnet done.
Oh. Stupid dog.
Make your best bet at Bet Victor.
Who's a naughty boy?
Cooker, 100 degrees boiling, hot, cold, filtered, chilled and sparkling water. The tap that does it all. Go to cooker.ie for our sparkling offer.
Balancing your money. Household budgets, holiday savings. What if the car breaks down? Being good with money is all about balance.
Good morning, how are you?
Definitely get it. And sometimes there's a wobble. Do you need a hand balancing all that? Get smart with your spending, saving, borrowing and budgeting with Unpost Money's handy tools and products. Now that's better. Unpost Money, making better happen.
Did you know you can get unlimited data with 48 mobile, $12.99 a month, and no annual price hikes?
That sounds like a big yep. Is that cloud shaped like the word yep?
Yep.
48 mobile. It's a big yep.
RedClick Home Insurance includes emergency home repair, covering you for up to 4 call-outs a year without affecting your no-claims bonus. And right now, every new home policy comes with a €40 retail voucher. Redclick. Home insurance that just clicks.
Every Emma mattress is designed to give you a decade of true comfort. Shop your Emma at emma-sleep.ie.
You're looking up, it's bright ahead. The road might be.
How we use electricity can be smarter, cleaner and greener. Making your world brighter. Electric Ireland.
Serve more seriously smoky bank holiday flavours for less with Lidl. Where there's a grill, there's a way. With great offers to impress absolutely everyone. Like fish, Sport B approved meats or poultry, 3 for €9. Sit back with 12 Guinness, an incredible 1988. And Prosecco Frizzante, 21% off, just $6.21. And introducing new Lidl points. Collect them every shop with the Lidl Plus app. Save even more when you go full Lidl this summer.
And while the football might be over in England, back home, it's still all to play for.
Sorry, lad. Full house.
Really?
Roy, it's me job.
Excuse me. Sorry. Do me a favour, boy. Honestly.
Rockshore, official beer of the League of Ireland.
What's my spot like?
Make your home happy in any Irish weather. Lasting change starts with Dulux Weather Shield. Dulux. Let's colour.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
Now, the glorious Goodwood Festival wraps up tomorrow with Stewards Cup Day live on Virgin Media 1 from 1 o'clock. And looking further ahead, the Sugar Cup from Ascot is live on the same channel. That's coming up on the 9th of August. Back to tonight, though, at Dalymount Park. Here are some of the main stats that tell a bit of the story of the night. Plenty of chances for Bohemians. Not too many shots on target, but certainly more than Drogheda. They certainly controlled the game as well. 73% of possession. But it's that stat at the very top that matters most. Drogheda United with a 1-0 win. A man who was instrumental in that, Conor Keeley. He was chosen as the SSE Airtricity Player of the Match. He's standing by now with Dave McIntyre.
Here with the SSE Airtricity Player of the Match tonight, Conor Keeley. Jack O'Neill from SSE Airtricity is here to present him with his award. Conor, what a result, what a performance, and individually yourself as well. It's part of a brilliant defensive display, and then you popped up with the assist that won the game as well.
Yeah, look, the main thing is we won the game tonight. It's been a long 4 weeks without a league game. We knew how important it was tonight to go and get a result, but to get 3 points is even sweeter.
To witness some of the celebration too with your supporters, your players. Kevin Doherty's just delivered a really big message in the middle of the field. It almost feels like it's more than just the 3 points. How much is that is down to what you guys have gone through as a club off the field in the last month?
Yeah, it's a lot down to that as well. It's been heartbreak, especially I said I felt bad for the lads that have lived in Drogheda their whole life, playing for Drogheda, and they didn't get the chance to play in Europe. So we were feeling heartbreak, but we know that there's 10 games out tonight to go and win, to be professional and try to get higher up the league, push for Europe, and I think we can do that.
Yeah, that target of Europe again is very much in sight. You're just a point off second place now. What is it about coming to Dalymount Park and being able to remain organised and eke out results that kind of makes this almost a home from home for you guys, because you're so frustrating from a Bohemians point of view?
Yeah, look, we not say we know how to play against Bohs, but we have a game plan. They're very, very good attacking. You can see around the box, 1-2 touches getting in around us. Sometimes it takes last ditch defending to defend that, but we've done it tonight, and we knew that when we caught them on the counter we could get at them, because they normally lead 2 back, and we have pace up top no matter who we play up top. So when the ball broke and I saw Josh run, I just said give it to him and let him go finish the business, and luckily he did.
Yeah, finally on that goal. It was a brilliant ball from yourself, and goals have been hard to come by at times for Drogheda United this season, but Josh Thomas has been on the sidelines for the vast majority of it. Yeah. How important to have someone as sharp and as prolific when he's on form. It's him back. Yeah,
he was so unfortunate to pick up an injury. He's on his quad, he's out for nearly 3 months, so it kind of hindered him for a while, but he's back training with us in Spain last week, and you can see how sharp he is, how much experience he has, even though he's still young. He's seen by the finish, last minute winners, and to have the calm and coolness to go and do that is unbelievable. So, we've so many good players up top, but it's good to have another one back.
Conor, great performance. Well done tonight.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
That. All right, cheers.
Yeah, fantastic stuff from Conor Keeley tonight. He said it there, Vinny. We know how to play against Bohemians. It's hard to argue with that. 3 1-0 wins this season. Another masterclass from Kevin Doherty tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was copy and paste from the last time I seen the two of them live play against each other, where balls just went at them. But ultimately, they were organised, difficult to break down, and balls didn't have the right answers. I think it's easy to say it, but the manager will probably regret 1 or 2 of his decisions. He was late making attacking changes, and probably starting Colin Whelan now will feel like a mistake to him. So Bowes will suffer as a result of that. But it's all about Drogheda tonight, and you can see that real sense of togetherness about the group there, and the way they celebrated that. It means a lot to them. Yeah,
all about Drogheda, all about one man really. Josh Thomas, Conor Keeley spoke about him there in that interview, out for almost 3 months, and he comes off the bench tonight. A huge moment for him.
Absolutely, but we questioned Drogheda's mentality before the game, even just in terms of missing out on Europe and then coming into this game after not playing for a month. But look, they were absolutely superb. Whatever happened in Spain must have been good. But Conor Keeley coming out from the back here, intercepting Ross Tierney. But the weight of pass for a centre-half to play that ball is brilliant. Strength and power of Josh Thomas as well.
There's a brilliant touch just there, Conan, as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. But even look at the strength of Cornwall. He's a strong man, and Thomas just has the arm out. And I think Chorazka will be a little bit disappointed. You'll see it from this angle. He goes down way too early. He doesn't make his body big enough and just rolls through him really. And but look, you might think Drogheda don't deserve that, but given that the overall play, how the game went, Bowes didn't create enough for the amount of possessions they had. And Drogheda were always coming into the game in those last 15-20 minutes and fully deserve a victory in the end.
Yeah, you mentioned it there, Conan, when you were talking about that goal. We were talking pre-match about Drogheda's motivation, how tough it was going to be for them to go again after getting that real kick in the teeth with the European expulsion. But they showed plenty of fight tonight, Vinny.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I thought they might struggle coming out of what was really a difficult time for them, and they've all spoken so well of it. But they threw their bodies on the line tonight, and a little bit like if one centre, particularly the 3 centre halves, if one got done or found himself in a bad position, his mate came in and covered him. This is a great example of it, and it's just a brilliant block by Bulger, and he was the pick of the 3 of them. And there's Andrew Quinn, like also having that little bit of confidence and being able to step out in front of the other 2 defenders, because he knows the 2 of them are behind him. So they done all the sort of ugly stuff really well tonight. And as Conan said, they ultimately deserve to win it, because, I mean, outside of that Ross Tierney chance, Bowes didn't create an awful lot beyond that, and they were just dogged and dug in. And you look here, that's Thomas, their centre forward. Lou had done that in the first half. It was everybody. It wasn't just the back 3. It was the whole team running back and putting their bodies on the line for the cause.
But what I noticed most about it is that any time Bowes are in the box, in getting close to the Drogheda box, they have 11 players within 30 yards of their own goal, and it's just it just goes to show, like, they've gone from part-time to full-time now, Anne-Marie, this season, but the fitness levels from this team are extraordinary. The strength and conditioning that's been done in pre-season, and even not playing for a month, it's like a mini pre-season they've had, and to come back and show that fight and character for that 90 minutes has been brilliant.
I think Alan Reynolds might be scratching his head, though, how he didn't get something out of that game. Just talk to us about the setup from Drogheda and how they frustrated Bowes.
Yeah, it's carbon copy. Like Vinny said, they do this all season, and they have the shape that they have. They have the 3 at the back, and they're just so dogged and determined, and if they just suss everything out in around the box. And I don't understand why more teams try to play around them. Bowes played a left wing back who was right-footed and a right wing back that was left-footed, and everything was kind of coming through the centre and was favouring the centre halves. But you can see in Drogheda's setup there again, they're just getting rid of it. But they just have so many bodies in around that box that in order for Bowes to create a really good chance, there has to be some intricate piece of skill and a little bit of detail that needs to be done.
Both
just
do
don't
have the players to do that kind of thing, though.
I don't think they have them in that fox in the box. And Vinny talked about Colin Whelan earlier on. That's why they brought in a Douglas James Taylor, so that they can get that player to score goals. And obviously he's injured this evening and couldn't play, but you can see why they needed somebody.
I have alluded earlier on, and not to repeat it, but they've played their best football with a false 10, with Clark as the centre forward, and they've come away from that.
Is that something you think they could have gone with tonight?
Well, yeah, because they played Whelan up in United Park, and it was the exact same result. Like, it's doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So
they've had great performances with Clark playing up front. They've beaten Shamrock Rovers in Dalymount.
Some of their best performances.
Absolutely, yes.
Well, the best performance of anybody all season was that one, I have to say. The way they were at it, Adam McDonald's energy, all of that stuff. And it's the runners from different positions. And we only really seen Ross Tierney doing that once in the first half. That aside, they never got in behind that Drogheda defence. OK,
let's head back to Dalymount Park now for a bit more reaction. Drogheda United manager Kevin Doherty, he's completed a hat-trick of wins over Bohs this season, and he's standing by with Dave.
Kevin, congratulations, you've done it again. 4 wins on the spin against Bohemians, all by a 1-0 scoreline. What is it about this place?
It only takes one sometimes when you have players that work as hard as ours, you know. But obviously you'd always like to be as comfortable as possible. But no, we love, I said it to you before the game, we love coming here. Like, this is absolutely, look, I'm not getting carried away. Like, we've won the last 3 times we were here, I suppose, which is great for an away record at any ground. But it's a proper ground, it's a proper atmosphere. I said about our supporters, even like I said, their supporters, as much as they boo me coming off the pitch. But it's a brilliant place to play football. But you know it's going to be a really, really tough game. And again, Bohs massive favourites for the game. I think we were 5-1. Not that I endorse that type of thing, but again, we were 5-1 to win the game today, which is these things like to use all the time. Because our players at times are disrespected, and we've got good players. But the one thing, as I said, massive characters, because you've seen how hard they have to work. And again, I probably said it to you before the game. I almost had the plan in my head to bring the lads on because they weren't ready to start, but look, these things work out great, and you look like some sort of, as if you know everything, but it really, really went to plan. Darry and Thomas absolutely worked their socks off for the 60 minutes, and I wasn't just under 60. And we're really stretching them and making Bohs' defence work hard. And then it was time for Josh and Warren to come on, and thankfully we have big Conor to step in like he did. Again, probably the most underrated player in the league, and play that pass. And Josh, not just the pace but the cleverness. It's the tight. This is what other probably younger players have to learn off. It's the way he made the run. Like, you know, it's not just running. It's the type of run, and obviously having the burst of speed and the composure to finish. It was excellent.
There would have been a number of players that you picked there tonight that had to perform rather thankless tasks. Their backs to the wall stuff for the vast majority of the game, and you could argue it's United by name and United by nature. They look like a bunch of players combined with the management team that are really pulling in the same direction.
Yeah, very much so. You have to be, because again, there's clubs, including this one, and most of the clubs that played are absolutely thrown the kitchen sink at it this year. So while we've improved and gone full time now, we still have an awful lot to do. So we have to be like that. Like, we have to work. We have to work harder than the opposition. Most weeks you very, very rarely get anything in this league anyway. If you don't, but it's something. It's your recruitment, isn't it? You have to get good characters and people that will work hard. But again, the reality is, if they didn't do it, they'd be sitting there, or they wouldn't be here. So brilliant. That's why they're the best bunch of players.
Was that the message you were giving to them in the circle there? About 5 minutes after the full-time whistle,
no, to be honest,
everybody
I was to relax
you.
and just go around the side thing, because I didn't want any, because we've had a few flash points and I was trying to get them away. That's all it was. But there was a little bit of that as well. But I just wanted it. We've had enough stuff after games between us and Bohs over the last while. So I just was trying to just tell everyone to calm down and relax. It's a brilliant 3 points, but we take our win graciously and we go home.
Well done tonight. Thanks for your time this evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, Kevin Doherty there. I think if he could have mentioned every member of his squad by name, he would have, and why not? Because a brilliant performance. But a word on him, Conan. He had a huge task in his hands to pick not just the players up, the fans, the whole club, and really go for Europe again this year, which went through no fault of their own. They couldn't play in Europe this season, but it looks like they put themselves in a position where it's really there for them next season. Yeah,
he's been through so much, Kevin. Jeez, even in the start of the season, where a lot of pundits were having a right go at Drogheda about where they'd,
Well, he
where
said
they'd end
there
up.
our players are always disrespected. It's obviously something he uses.
Oh, he does. And the first game of the season was a 0-0 draw against St. Pat's, and they were absolutely outstanding in that game. And it has just kept going, and even right up until the European debacle, where they were kicked out of Europe, which was a huge injustice for him and his team, considering what they had done previously in the FAI Cup. And he deserves all the credit in the world for what he's done for Drogheda and the team itself, because they've been outstanding. Can I just add, like, I'd probably disrespect him tonight if he listens to it in that sort of way. But it is at times, it is hard on the eye, some of the way they play. But also we compliment him for doing that, because he's getting the very best out of his group.
And as he said,
so it's
it went
language
exactly to plan.
over the meaning, what Kevin has done and how he's done it and the manner in which he's done it. He deserves huge credit for it, and we don't disrespect him in that sense. But, you know, at times it is not an easy watch. We just have to say what we see. So I understand where he's coming from. But it's great if it galvanises him and his team. That's what you do as a manager, and it's clever from him. And the best of luck to him on it.
Absolutely, and certainly effective tonight. Another 3 points for Drogheda. Time for a quick break now. When we come back, more reaction from Dalymount Park, and we'll see how things ended up in tonight's other match, Cork City versus Galway United at Turner's Cross.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
So we got the results back from your MRI. We get lots of injuries like that.
Here comes the bride.
And it's good news. There's no tear, so physiotherapy will do the job.
Save me a dance.
We'll never leave you waiting. With fast access to MRI and X-ray in 5 days and results in just 2. Switch to Leia Healthcare today.
Since I switched to Hidden Hearing, I can hear it all.
Right now, everyone, yes, everyone, could save up to €3,000 off invisible hearing aids. It's Hidden Hearing's biggest ever offer.
I upgraded and immediately I could hear the difference.
Save when you switch to us, upgrade, or even save on your very first hearing aids. Switch and save today.
They changed my life.
Free phone 1-800-370-000 or visit hiddenhearing.ie. Your hearing is our expertise.
As wheelchair users, we have only one space that we can use on a bus. Others have a choice on where to sit or stand. Wheelchair users have priority to board the bus first and to use the dedicated wheelchair space. Thank you for respecting this.
As I walked in that door, I was so nervous. But I stayed long enough to look around and realise there really is something about this place. An energy. Historic buildings, friendly lecturers, and warm faces.
Griffith College. Hit refresh on your future.
Summer is served with our brand new range of ice cream flavours at Dunnes Stores. Crafted with creamy Irish milk and the finest quality ingredients by our local producers in County Cork. Treat yourself to classic cookie dough, savour rich caramel chocolate or indulgent chocolate fudge. And for the perfect movie night in, try our delicious popcorn flavour. Get the inside scoop today and save at the till with our 5 off 25 grocery vouchers. Dunnes Stores. Always better value.
And while the football might be over in England, back home, it's still all to play for.
Sorry, lad. Full house.
Really?
Roy, it's me job.
Excuse me. Sorry. Do me a favour, boy. Honestly.
Rockshore, official beer of the League of Ireland.
What's my spot like?
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.
Okay, action from the Diamond League coming up on Virgin Media Television over the next few weeks. On Saturday, August 16th, we head to Silesia on Virgin Media 2. The following Wednesday, it's the midweek session in Lausanne. That's live on Virgin Media 3. Now, one other game in the Premier Division tonight, and that was at Turner's Cross. Cork City needing a strong reaction after a last-minute heartbreak to Sligo Rovers last week. They hosted Galway United, and they couldn't have asked for a better start. Josh Fitzpatrick with a wonderful strike from outside the box to put Cork City 1-0 up in the 5th minute. Galway United had a great chance to level up matters in the 71st minute. The ball fell to Patrick Hickey, but he couldn't find the back of the net from 6 yards out. The visitors, though, kept pushing for the equaliser. They thought they had it, but Stephen Walsh's effort in the dying moments was blocked. Cork City hung on for a huge 3 points for them. 1-0, the final score at Turner's Cross. So here's what that all means for the Premier Division table. Shamrock Rovers still well clear at the top, but a big night for Drogheda in their quest for a European spot. They're up to 4th. Now another defeat for Alan Reynolds against Drogheda. He's standing by with Dave McIntyre now.
Alan, appreciate you coming over for a chat, because I can't imagine how frustrated you must feel right now. Can you put it into words?
Yeah, look, disappointed, you know, dominated a lot of the ball, didn't work their keeper enough for what we'd like. But I was always fearful that they'd get a chance, you know, they've good players, good front men. Just needed to keep the back door, you know, shut and that, and for a counter-attack. So, look, disappointing overall, you know, but I think, I'd say the stats now in possession-wise and all the rest is very high, but means nothing. I don't think we've done enough in the final third.
Yeah, it was around 75% at one stage midway through that second half. So what was it you feel, particularly in that last quarter where you were dominating the ball, that you could have done better?
I think you need a little bit of magic, a little bit of real quality to, you know, if there's a 2v1, that you slip somebody in and take those chances, just be better than that. I just think the final third, you know, I think we can have, I know we have more quality than that, but I just felt we didn't work their keeper enough.
They have those 3 towering defenders, and player of the match Conor Keeley probably was testament to that. Did you make it a little too easy for them at times, because they were happy enough it was their meat and drink to be clearing those balls from wide areas all evening? Well,
I don't know if we're going to play through them, you know, they defend their box well, you know, Conor Keeley's a good player, but we asked questions every way. We went wide, we went through the middle, all the rest, it was just they defended well and we lacked quality, so I'm not sure we made it easy for them, but I suppose when you're in a low block like they were, it's easier for 3 centre-backs.
There was one moment in the first half where Dawson Devoy was close to providing the assist of the season with that ball through to Ross Tierney. That was probably the best chance you had all evening.
Yeah, there wasn't enough of them, you know, so disappointed with that. But like the players like Dawson and Rossi and that, like really good players, but we need more from everyone, and we need the staff to work harder again now to get it right for, say, next Saturday.
It's 3 draws and a defeat in your last 5 games, so you're in a little bit of a rocky patch. Where do you think this leaves you now in terms of what your ambitions remain for the rest of the season?
Look, we're not going to talk about targets out here, you know, rocky patch. We just gone away to Derry last week and won, or drew. So look, we're comfortable. We work extremely hard. When we were struggling at the start of the season, we didn't change. When we had a real purple patch, we didn't change. We just get back to work and get ready for next week.
Okay, tough evening. Thanks for talking to us.
Thanks, no problem.
Yeah, Alan Reynolds really echoing what both of you have been saying post-match, in that both sort of lacked quality and they didn't do enough in the final third. But I imagine, Vinny, if you'd said to Alan Reynolds at the end of March, start of April, you're going to be second in the 1st of August, you'll be still in the Cup and in there, certainly in there with a huge shout for Europe, he would have taken it. Yeah,
I think so. I think he certainly sounds a little bit more confident than he did earlier on in the season, and he's batted away a couple of them questions, and he's quite entitled to it. But it is a sticky run, and he will want to change that quickly, because he has won back a certain amount of the supporters there, and he just doesn't want that slip away. I don't think it will. I think they've got too many good players, and there is a good togetherness, it feels like, in that dressing room. But they could do with a win or 2 over next week.
Yeah, like they have the next 3 games are big games. They have a big Dublin derby against Shells, the next league game, and then they have the 2 bottom sides in Sligo and Cork City coming up as well. So it's a huge opportunity for them to get some points back on the board.
OK, speaking of huge opportunities, we're going to round off by speaking about the European adventures, the likes of Shells, Pats and Shamrock Rovers for the week that's in it. And looking ahead to next week, Vinny, you were saying to me you think we should be targeting getting 2 League of Ireland sides into a European group stage.
Yeah, I think it's becoming more achievable. I think the Champions route now that UEFA have set up is so beneficial to teams. We've seen last year the champions of Ireland ourselves, Northern Ireland and in Larne, and Welsh champions were all in the Conference League. So we've got to see, can we get someone else to break that ceiling? That will take somebody like, for example, Shelbourne this year getting to a playoff and beating a top team, or getting a little bit of luck in a draw. And once you get in once, you build up that sort of coefficient. So you've got to qualify the next year, and then you've got a bit of a seeding to help you. So the draws now are being, we're looking at fixtures, seeing Irish teams winning, and we feel we can win the early first, second round. So we just need to build up a bit more coefficient that when we do get into them latter stages draw, we get a little bit more luck with the draws. So it's there for a second team to break that ceiling. Yeah,
it certainly is. When you look at Shamrock Rovers, they're probably best placed in the fact that they had that European experience behind them. But Shelbourne are actually in the Europa League, so they can afford to drop into a Conference League as well and still have a huge chance. They're up against the Croatian champions, but if anybody was watching the Rijeka game the other night, they're missing their 3 best players for the first leg. You think if Shells could get a result over there, second leg in Dalymount Park, are you giving them a good chance, Conan?
Yeah, look, it's just the inexperience of playing in European competition, I think won't be great for Shells. Like you said, with Shamrock Rovers and up against Balkany, and like we were just talking off air, like Shamrock Rovers played St Joseph Gibraltar, won the first leg 4-0. Yeah. There's never been a time, I don't think, in recent years where a European
second leg has been so comfortable.
So comfortable that you can play a second string because of an upcoming league game against Derry City. So that's how far we have come. But like Vinny says, we should be aiming for at least 2 teams in group stage competition for sure.
Well, our viewers certainly think that a League of Ireland team will make a European group stage. Whether we get 2 or not is the question, really, I think, Vinny. How's your Kosovan football knowledge?
Well, it will get a bit better as the week goes on. We'll do our homework as much as everyone else will. But you go back to Bowes and why do you need results? The finance that UEFA are providing our clubs is astronomical in our league. So it's so important that you qualify for Europe, and getting through them rounds can be so beneficial. And we're almost there where whoever wins the cup will end up in the second round and get a bye in the first round. That won't be decided till the end of the season in terms of where we finish as a league and coefficients, but we're getting there. So we've made huge strides. The league is grown, we know, domestically, but it's so important we back that up in Europe. And it gives us, Conor will tell you from playing in Europe, and when you do something in Europe, you get more credibility locally. You get it just has that feeling about it.
Pat's European run did for them last season as well.
Oh, absolutely. But like even just for Shelbourne, for instance, they're playing First Division football 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Where they've come to now, they've made €3 million already from the European campaign. If they continue doing what they're doing and pull off an upset in the Cars this week, it's a wonderful opportunity to make millions. And this is the carrot for all League of Ireland clubs. This is why we want investment from government. This is why we want all League of Ireland followers to get onto their TDs to try and get as much investment into grassroots, because it will help us in the long run.
OK, very best of luck then to Shells, Rovers and St Pat's next week. That's all for tonight. My thanks to Vinny and Conan. A game of cat and mouse for most of the match. But once again, Kevin Doherty's men have come out as top drogs. Good night.
SSE Airtricity, proud sponsors of League of Ireland coverage on Virgin Media.